Is everyone in the house? How is everyone doing? There's me and Jim in the house. I see a few people in the chats
Evening.
already. Yeah, Jim E, or Jimmy, or Jim Botron, whichever you want to call him. Uh, if uh, if we'd like to go and say hi to everyone, this is the time. And I just realized I have my first gremlin, so I'll let you talk to people.
Okay. I'm looking and I don't see a stream going. But if anybody out there can hear me, good evening, Kevin Corner, Easy Buds, Jamesy Boy, Colleen, mwah, hugs and kisses, Colleen. Let's see who else is there. Frank C. And let's see, RDGK, hello. And let's see who. Oh, of course, Dave, Scott Rails. How you doing, sir? Spence Too Much. Spence, how you doing? Oh, Jay's out there. GRE 2057. Ken Seferati. Very good. Good evening. Ben Taylor. George. Josh Cannon. Can we get a
The stream, I'm just checking on my phone, the stream works great, so maybe refresh the page on your computer.
okay, I'm going to do a refresh here. Let's see what happens here.
It's your turn to have the gremlins.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay, now I've got the stream up and running. Okay. Yes, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. Let's see here. Let me go back through here. Yes, Josh, hi. Let's see here. Who else? Did I miss somebody?
Sure. Oh, Holly! How could you miss Holly?
Oh, Holly!
Come on, buddy!
Hello! Mwah! Hugs and kisses, Holly. How are you? How are you? Oh, Sudbury Junction's joined us.
Nice.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
So,
Let's see here. I'll move some things around on my screen. We'll put the chat right where my camera is. So when I'm looking at the chat, I look on the. Well, it looks like I'm looking in the camera. Thank you, Holly. Thank you very much. So we've got trains running this evening.
I do on my side. Do you have some on your
yeah.
side?
Yes, let me go back here. It's how much screen space are you giving me, Kevin?
Right now, very little, but I can fix that right now, actually.
Yeah, look at me, down in the corner. I'm a square in a square. I'm like little people. Oh, there we go. So I have a Boston and Maine. I have some GP7s here, pulling the camera train. Nice and slow. I've done a little bit on the layout, not a whole lot. I've added a couple of signals, and like my layout needs more signaling, but I did add a couple of more signals, did some upgrades. I put in some backdrops on those modules that I used to have for a modular club. You'll see them when they come around. They're just blank sky blue screens, nothing spectacular. Actually, they're coming into camera now. If you can see on the far wall there.
Oh yes, blue against blue.
Blue against blue, yes, they stand out. So when the train goes around, you'll see the backs of those backdrops. And that obviously is going to be some kind of tunnel. I don't know if I can get some scenery in there, some trees or bushes or something. But right now it's just a big empty canvas. As we come around the corner here, you'll see that.
Well,
plus the dinosaur is still there.
I'm enjoying this view, quite frankly. Riding the train like this is quite nice. It feels to me as if we're on top of a cupola of a caboose. So it gives a perspective that I really enjoy.
Yeah, actually, I have a couple of different mounts for the camera. You know, some are close to the track level, some are up higher. I have the higher one on there right now, so because we have to look over the top of the train.
Makes sense.
And as you can see, the backdrops there on the right-hand side, they're just a foam core board that I had put up. This is gonna
go for it. Sorry.
No, I'm gonna say this is gonna be some kind of scenery hardship here. I don't exactly know what to do other than a tunnel. Um, it just, I mean, it is what it is, but at least it looks clean and neat.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It can just be a staging area, and you know what you could do? If you have a broken caboose somewhere, cut the roof off and glue it in front of the camera to make it as if it's the roof of the
Oh, actually, yeah, just looking out the cupola there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the cupola in the front of it. I wouldn't restrict the view, but just have, you know, the roof afterwards as if you're looking directly out the window. That could be a good point of view, because right now, look at this. This feels like you're behind the long train in a caboose looking at the train running. It's just really nice.
Now, I don't think you've seen the locomotives yet. You know, it's a little bit of a long train. Not, you know, I haven't counted the cars or anything.
We haven't, but still, just the effect of this is still pretty nice. So I like it. And I saw that Josh said he likes it as well. And
Oh, thank you, Josh.
Kevin Pickrell's in the chat, so it's pretty nice as well. All right, so let's head towards my layout just to show you what the trains that I am running, and I'm already going to do some switching. So unfortunately, you might not see them for long. So on the roundhouse, you could see the workshop. I was running. That camera froze because that's not where the train is right now. Nice. You didn't see that. So which camera is it? At some point it's bound to come back.
Okay.
Huh. I'm gonna try to reset it.
Oh, thank you, Easy Buds. He says he likes the view.
Good.
I think my oh, the chat went up. Let me see it. I like this view, Jim. I think my wife might actually get motion sickness.
Nice. That's saying that you did a good job, Jim.
Thank you. Let's see, Colleen. She made it to the USA this morning. She says the U.S. makes awesome pizzas.
I would say it depends on the state.
Actually, I'm partial to Papa Gino's pizza. I know it's a pizza chain. I know some people don't really care for it, but I do like that the Papa Gino's thin crust pizzas. That's a favorite of mine.
So that camera is broken and my computer is glitching, so I'm gonna entirely remove it before it crashes something else.
Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Oh, KC, yeah, Kevin Corner, yeah. Let's see, hi George. George, yes, good evening. I'm probably saying hello twice to people. I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. And everybody is conversing amongst themselves here. Great Northern. I just got here, Holly. I hope you're doing great. Great Northern hopes you're doing great, Holly. And yes, I've been watching Holly's videos. Holly's coming along nice. She's been unpacking her stuff. She's done some unboxing. She's got her bench work in. She's got her foam painted white. And she's getting ready to lay track. Hey, Daniel. Daniel, hello. How's it going? Let's see here. Doc David. Good evening, Doc David. Hi, how you doing, Doc David? Yeah. If you're looking for me, I'm in that little bottom left-hand corner screen in a screen. I'm the little tiny guy right there.
Boo-hoo, Jimmy. Boo-hoo. Happy now?
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Kevin.
Anything for you, my friend. Alright.
Let's see. Oh, Dave's shirt. I forgot to wear Dave's shirt. Oh my God. My apologies, Dave. I meant to wear your shirt this evening.
Don't send Jim his commission check if he can't wear your shirt.
Well, it's not like you could see it with my screen anyways.
I enlarged it. At this point, how large do you want to be?
No, that's okay. We're here. This is your channel, Kevin. This is your channel. We're here to feature your trains. Jim is front and center now. That's right, I am. Kevin's moving some stuff around. Oh, he's putting me at the top now.
I'm just reorganizing so that it makes sense. Now that I removed the camera that wasn't working, instead of glitching the whole computer with a broken camera, I decided to just...
Yeah, Solly. Impressive. I got a whole corner now. Let's see if we can... Let's see. Scott Rails. I posted the question on your Scott Rails Facebook page. Okay, Dave. RDG had a question for you. If it's a question you can bring forward to this chat, by all means, do so, RDGK.
All right, so.
Oh, slot cars.
Oh
and
yeah,
train.
man. Kenton Demand, the one-handed devil driver. His most recent video, he I missed some videos and some streams, but unfortunately he only has one functioning arm for now, and he is driving cars with one hand. Well, slot cars at that, but I'd recommend you go check it out if you
Okay.
for people who are interested in both slot cars and model trains. He does both.
I see Raven Train is here. Raven, how you doing, sir?
Alright, so just making sure I'm not in the way of the trains. Hey, Doc, thank you very much.
David. Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Thank you very much, David. It's not the camera, actually, it's the computer. I started it up and it started acting weird. Oh yeah, an O-gauge train. Yeah, we've seen
John
the price.
Meeting John Pierre, Little Tracks Corner. How you doing, sir?
Alright, so that's Jim. Okay, so this should be good. This is simpler. Simpler the better for both us and the computer. So, you know, can't complain about that. I'll put myself in the corner because that's all you need. Alright. Let's get this started. At this point, my trains should be running. I've stopped them for... Oh yeah, because I wanted to do some switching. I wanted to put it on camera, the switching, and then the camera didn't work. So all of this because of some switching.
Now that I've got those backdrops up, it darkens up that whole bottom level there a bit.
You need some lights.
Some lights down there, yeah. I've hidden all my trains. You know, the only way you're going to see my trains running now is with the camera. Everything is behind backdrops and underneath tables and hidden in wiring and all that.
Well, that's why you have a nice camera trains. Hey, Mustache Mike.
Oh, Mustache Mike, how are you, sir? I see Doc David. Jimmy, you got a haircut from the last time I seen you online. Yeah, I shaved my head. I got rid of it for the summer. Yes, I did that. I do that every once in a while just to stay cool.
To appear fancier.
Don't worry, little kids, little boys and girls. Santa will have his hair grown back in time for Christmas, okay? So don't worry about that. Let's see here. Send a message so you can tag me, of course, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Let me put something up there, yeah. There we go. They need something to hang on to. Very funny, Dave. Oh, UP Charles. Jim, that is an awesome layout you have. I love seeing. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Charles. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time on it, and it's still got a long way to go. You never really finish a model railroad. You just keep adding to it. Let's see. Okay, little Jean Pierre, little tracks. You know the tunnel you want to do. It would be so cool. You install a couple of LEDs inside. That would be awesome. Yes, actually, the tunnel should be lit. That would make it look a lot nicer. I'll have to get some of that special paint that they have. Kind of like fleck paint or whatever it is that simulates rock or stone or something. Just paint the inside and just some cardstock kind of roof or something like that. Something that's easily removable. As soon as I bury it and cover it up, something will derail back there, I'm sure.
You know what you could use that would be, I don't know really how cheap it could be, but pretty easy to do? Backsplash for a kitchen? That's just basically a sticker. Like a vinyl sticker. That there's some that are just rocks, like as if it was a stone wall. Just get some of that, put it on cardboard that makes the shape like a rectangle that goes around. So it would look nice from the inside, but it's just a piece of cardboard with a sticker, so it would be easy to remove and to access. So
yes, actually that's not bad because these backdrops I had to make removable. You see the brackets that I had in the back. Actually, you'll see them again as the train goes up. They just kind of sit in those little brackets. They're 3D printed, and it's just foam core painted on one side.
So, just an idea. You don't have to do it, but I figured if you want something cheap and easy, backsplash or wallpaper.
Dave just put up there. What was that TV series where the main guy would walk through a tunnel lit with arched colored neon lights? Or did I dream that from the 70s or 80s?
It feels like anything vaporwave looks like that.
Let's see. Oh, Time Tunnel. Oh, that's what Jean Pierre. Let's see, MacTac. Not familiar with that one. Oh, vinyl shelf paper. Yes, Gecko. Gecko Junction. Oh, good evening, Gecko Junction. By the way.
Good evening.
It was the Hulk or $6 Million Man or something. I don't think it was the $6 Million Man. I was a big fan of that show back in the 70s.
It was
the $6 Million Man opened up with the crash, the jet crash scene. We can rebuild him. That thing. Very good, Raven. Certain mushrooms cause that, Dave. Let's see. The Fun House. Is that what it was, RDGK?
No, that's the mushrooms.
Before the stream this evening, I had a quick word with Kevin. And I was debating whether or not to run 2 trains. And, I was thinking about the things that have happened in the past, and Kevin just kind of reminded me of those. And I was like, ooh, it's hard to watch multiple trains on the same track and watch the chat. UP Charles, Jim, I work for a sign company. I use printed vinyl for my backdrop. Very, very, very good. I'm sure I could get something printed.
So, what I'm understanding, Jim, is if the stream is boring tonight, it's my fault. Because there's not going to be as many accidents.
Yes, we're going to blame you, Kevin, for the lack of carnage.
Lack of train-tertainment. Or entertainment, whichever it is.
Entertain. Isn't that some kind of tourist attraction, entertainment, or something like that?
Sounds like it, actually.
Yeah, I think there was some attraction somewhere that was named that.
Alright, so this is not working as it should. Well, it's not that it's not working as it should. Is that the VRAil, because of the coupler configuration, the last car likes to derail in certain directions, in certain spot of the layout. So, for that reason, I'm gonna have to show off the reversing loop of the layout.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Kevin has a new track configuration. Yeah, please let's see that because I thought that was awesome. I saw it in the short that you had put up there, and that crossover was placed absolutely perfectly.
So,
Entertainment Junction, yes, RDGK,
okay.
yes.
So right now, I've set the two loops to be going the same polarity. So I'm gonna reverse the train from one track to the other, and it's not gonna short, as we all intend to. But I'm gonna have to reverse past the double crossover because these cars have electrical pickups, and if I jump right over right now, I'm gonna short something. If it was a freight train, or if it was not, it didn't have any electrical pickup, I could have jumped directly. Now that it's here, I'm gonna stop the train at the switch, like so.
Fidel Bouchard, good evening.
Hi,
good evening.
Fidel. I'm gonna flip that switch, flip the direction, and make sure the polarity is the opposite.
Oh, and Ed's Railway has joined us this evening as well.
Hi,
good evening, Ed.
And I have a derailment, but that's not because of the double crossover.
Oh, I'm gonna need to knock on wood this evening. I'm not the one with the gremlins.
Yeah, knock on wood on that sentence. Oh boy. That was a dangerous sentence to say.
I know. I see an expensive gravity tax bill due. Especially with this long train around these curves.
And now the train has crossed over to the opposite polarity. I can switch them back to the same polarity so that they run as they should. And essentially, I've just switched from one track to the other on the double track section for this long loop, but I've reversed the train, right? So it has reversed the polarity in a sense, and I think it's nice. I think it's sweet that it's a possibility. So I don't know if Han's in the chat, but if he is, thank you very much. If he's not, but he gets in the chat, let me know he's here. And I'm not just saying that to you, Jim, I'm saying that in general. So I can thank him again for this. And thanks to Dave for sending it to me. That was actually a very nice gesture from him.
I don't know if anybody else caught it. My train caught some wires, the camera.
Oh.
Yeah. It did in that god-awful, awkward spot. I'll have to look at it next time around. It just caught it and knocked it to the side. Dave said he saw that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get out some duct tape. Yeah, Jean-Pierre, he said he saw that too.
Nice. Hey, get yourself some gremlin repellent. Well, I guess I need some right now because the locomotive of all things has derail, which is a Kato that's usually very reliable in a spot that has no reason to derail. I will need some. Thank you very much, Mustache Mike.
Yes, very generous of you. Very generous of you, Mustache.
Both him and Doc, both are very generous so far. Alright, so let's I wanted to thank Jean-Pierre as well. I know this sounds weird, but the fact that me and him can alternate streaming like we are right now helps me a lot to work on the layout and also have some time outside of YouTube, which while YouTube is really fun, it's time consuming. And I do have other hobbies and activities somehow. I know it's unheard of, but I do. and it's derailed. The VRL is derailed again. Come on, why are you so finicky tonight?
Something other than model trains?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no.
Blasphemy, Kevin. I know.
Let's see, UP Charles. Oh, thank you, Fidel. Thank you. Awesome layout, Jim. Thank you, Fidel. Let's see, Jim, if you ever have time, I would love to sit down with you at some point and talk about your JMRI. I would love to be able to do the things that you've been able to do. Yes, you know, I love talking about JMRI and my signals and what I get them to do. I don't want to go into this one, an hour-long speech about how I build my circuit boards and program the Arduinos and I'm currently working on a JMRI project right now, but I'm having a tough time with Script. Script is the program that you write in JMRI to control trains. Now I do have script that makes trains start and stop, and when they hit certain blocks and certain sensors, things happen. But I need to write a script so that the trains will obey the signals. So when a train enters a certain block, it looks at the next signal, and the train acts accordingly. If the signal is a stop signal, the train will stop. If it's a yellow signal, to an approach signal, then the train slows down accordingly. But I'm having a tough time with the syntax. I know the commands and I've been researching them, but syntax is my downfall. What syntax is the actual line of code that you write. When you write these lines of code, you're going to have a lot of commas and semicolons, full colons, parentheses, brackets, that kind of stuff. And my eyes aren't great anymore. So when I'm looking at it and I'm writing it, I'm like, is that a colon or a semicolon? And usually I get them all mixed up. And of course, it's code is very unforgiving. One small typo and forget it, the whole program will crash. So, but that's what I'm working on now. I'm working on getting the trains to actually obey the signals. That way I can run multiple trains around the layout, and I won't have to keep an eye on them, and I won't be running into them in the past. I constantly rear end trains and that kind of thing. And it's just because I'm not paying attention to the signals. So if I can get JMRI to monitor those for me and make the trains act accordingly, that would be great. But like you said, Charles, I got off on that tangent and I start drifting off into other things. Yes, Charles.
I genuinely believe you should make a YouTube video out of this. Like, just sit down, explain, and have basically the setup you have. Because right now, with this setup, you can, show people. Wow, that is.
Well, that's just it. I have the hardware in place, and the hardware works. It's just a matter of the programming. I mean, there was a lot of code that had to be written for the Arduinos to get the signals. Because I use Arduino Pro Minis. I don't know if anybody's out there familiar with Arduino equipment or anything like that, but I use the Pro Mini to work as a DCC decoder. It can be programmed. The program is written in C++, and you can get that little Pro Mini to take a DCC command and act accordingly. The signal masts are just like the locomotives. Each signal mast has an address. You don't have to worry about conflicting addresses between signal masts and locomotives because they're two totally different types of commands. So you can have locomotive 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can have signal mast 1, 2, 3, 4. They're completely different animals. And what JMRI does is it sends a command through the rails to the signal mast, just like it sends a command through the rails to a locomotive. Again, I would. A series of videos would be very, intensive because, it all starts with, dividing the layout into blocks, different types of sensors. I use IR sensors. I don't know if you notice, well, actually you can't because we're looking over the flat car. But you can see some of the tracks. You see those lights in between the rails. Those are actually infrared sensors. They're invisible to the naked eye, but the camera picks up the infrared light and shows it as. Yeah, yes, Holly, I'm still blathering on. The camera picks up the infrared light and it shows up. But I use infrared detectors and I use current sensors. And the infrared detectors, they're 50 cents a piece. They're very, very cheap. They're Arduino sensors. When I make these videos, I'd have to put links in for all the hardware that I use, the Arduino hardware, and show how they're used. But, well, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I'm losing people and I'm boring people. Again, anybody that's really interested in this kind of thing, we can sit down and chat on Discord or something like that, and we can go step by step. How I started. Now again, I'm not a big code guy. I have a friend, Larry, and he's responsible for 99% of the code that's written for these Arduinos, because he writes code like he's writing Shakespeare. Me, I write code like I'm writing Dr. Seuss. I mean, I just I can write a little bit of it, but my friend Larry, big shout out to Larry. He's the big code guy. Let's see. Now that I've gone into my monologue, let's see, Jim, if you ever get a wild hair, please do a video. Yes, and I should. I keep going back to this. That I wouldn't even know where to begin. Do I start with blocks, detectors? Do I get into JMRI, the DCC signal? How the DCC signal works? All the little ones and zeros that go across the rails. How they're interpreted. Because that's in the code that's written for these DCC decoders, you have to interpret all those ones and zeros. How do I get the code to the Arduino? Again, the voltage in the rails is 14 volts AC. That's where the DCC signal is. It's in a 14 volt ACC line. But the Arduino Pro Minis are 5 volts DC. So I have to get that DCC signal off that 14 volts on the rail and get it onto the 5 volts for the Arduino. And there's a whole circuit, for that. I make circuit boards for all. Again, I'm going, crazy just talking about this stuff. But again, anybody that's real serious about it, we can sit down on Discord and hash it out with cameras, and I can show you the stuff that I made. Well, actually, no, I'm going to go grab one of my Signal Blast boards. And yeah, do you mind if I do that, Kevin?
Not at all.
I'm going to go off, and I'm going off the deep end here.
Yes, Jim is an HO scale.
Yes,
he's not crazy enough to do all of that work in N scale.
Yeah, let me go to just BlueStack. Let me get rid of me, and I'm going to go get a board here.
All right, so in the meantime, we're just running some trains on both sides. He is running his trusty train on the other side. I unfortunately had to forego the nice VRL car because it keeps either derailing or derailing the car ahead of it, because not all, but most of my passenger trains are truck mounted couplers, meaning that they take tight radius no problem. But this special car, which I'm going to show in this screen, has another camera frozen. Nice. Has body-mounted coupler, which is more realistic, but unfortunately doesn't like tight corners. So we will we'll have to address that later or make it work properly. But I'll be right back now. Let's just fix the other camera. How long has this one been frozen? Maybe.
Okay.
Yep, this one's fine. Okay. So we got that one back. Alright, you can go ahead. Sorry, Jim.
Yep. Okay, no, all right. Let me, let's get camera going here. Right. And right here I have the circuit board with the Arduino Pro Mini installed in it. It holds up to 4 Arduino Pro Minis. This is the, let's see here if we can get a good shot at that. These are the boards that I make. Let's see. I don't know how the tracings are showing up there.
On my side, I see them properly. I hope the stream shows it.
Yeah. Now I make the circuit boards myself. I etch them. The circuit has to be designed in a CAD software, and then I have Larry and I have worked out a nice process where we can make nicely etched boards. We print them out on a photo paper. The tracing itself gets printed out on the photo paper. The photo paper goes into a heat press against the copper plate. It reheats the ink. Now it's a toner ink cartridge, so it's a plastic kind of ink. So it reheats it, sticks it to the board. I soak the board in water. The water, makes the paper deteriorate. I peel the paper off. I'm left with the ink on the board. Then I go and I etch it. And after I etch it, I clean off the ink with acetone, and I'm left with something like this. Now this is a bunch of little mini boards that go on the signal masts themselves. This is a 3-head mast, and I make a little signal board here because each one of these signal heads has 3 lights. There's a tricolor LED in each one. So there's 3, 6, 9, plus a common. So there's 10 wires coming from the signal mast. Those 10 wires go onto the back of this board, and then it all gets converted into this IDC plug. So I can make up a cable, a 10-pin, a 10-wire ribbon cable, and you buy like a 100-foot roll of it, and I make up my own connection cables. And the connection cable would go from the signal mast over to the board. So I have the board here, signal mast wherever I have it, and I just run the cable over. Over here on top is where the power comes in. Now you see I have 4 connections here. The top 2 are the 5-volt DC. That powers the Arduinos and the signals themselves. The bottom 2 are the AC for the track. The track has to come in because I need to get the DCC signal off the track. Now this little circuit up here, this is where there's an optocoupler in here. I know I'm going to get real technical here.
Just before you get more technical, you had a question from
I'm sorry.
Earlier.
Yes.
It was from Steve Larson asking, so the signal runs sort of like how a DCC turnout runs.
Exactly. That's exactly how they work.
But he decided to go more complicated. Instead of buying a pre-made solution, he made it himself.
Yes, that's exactly how they work, Steve Larson. The JMRI will send out locomotive commands. You can send out accessory commands, like for the switches. On most handheld controllers, you can send out accessory commands to control, switches for DCC controlled switches. And JMRI will send out signal mast commands. Now, again, the controllers and they don't send out mast commands, but JMRI can send out the DCC mast commands. They go out over the rails just like all the other commands, and that command has to be taken off the track. So there's a track input right here, and this little optocoupler takes the DCC command off the 14 volts AC and puts it onto the 5 volts DC. The 5 volts DC now go into the Arduino. And there's a little input here. on these particular ones, I use pin 2 for the DCC input, and all those little ones and zeros, go into that pin 2, and they go into a program. These can be programmed. There's a cable that attaches to the top of the Arduino here that can go directly into the computer with a USB cable, and I can download a program in C++ onto these chips. And that little program will monitor pin 2, get all those little ones and zeros, and cipher the decipher the command. It's all NMRA compatible. In the program that's written for these, the NMRA library is written in there, so these will work with any DCC system, because the NMRA has put out standards for DCC, so that all your decoders are interchangeable with all different DCC systems. So NCE decoders will work with Digitrax and vice versa, and everybody else out there. So the NMRA puts out standards for that. So the NMRA library is downloaded into the chip, so that everything is standardized. And I'm going way overboard. But again, I make the signal boards themselves. This is a signal board here. This is some of those little boards. They all have to be cut apart and everything. This board hasn't been drilled out yet. This is just a board that's been etched. I do make my own etch-it. I use muriatic acid with a mixture of hydrogen peroxide. It's a 2-to-1 ratio, peroxide to acid. Makes a really nice etch-it. It goes into the etch-it, dissolves away all the exposed copper. Because I have the ink printed on the board, the ink protects the copper, so that when I pull the board out, the copper is etched away except for where the ink was. Then I wash the ink off with acetone, which is nail polish remover. Then I sit down, I drill out the boards, cut them out. I stuff all the little doodads in them. And anyways, those are my signal mask boards. And again, I've probably killed an hour talking about that.
45 minutes.
For some people, it was probably a week. I'm sorry, I don't mean to insult anybody's intelligence out there, but this, some people just aren't into this sort of thing, so it's kind of very boring for them.
I think that's the thing. It's not that it's not intelligence level. It's just an interest level. It's something that everybody could understand if they'd be interested in making them themselves. But some other people just have other talents or interests, and that's what they prefer. Right? It's not you, it's not them, it's just a preference. Holly has some preference, you have some preference. Clearly they're not the same, but it works great.
I'm sorry, I just want to say thank you to Easy Buds real quick.
Yeah.
He posted a comment, and I didn't want it to fly by before it disappeared into oblivion. That's the president of everything's thing compound. Yes, thank you very much, Easy Buds. I'm sorry, Kevin. Continue.
That's okay. I was just saying that it's really a question of preference, and it's a technical. It's just some people really like to go technical, and some people like to turn off their brains when they look at their trains. And I think I'm part of number 2. That's why I don't do anything like that. I'm sure I could learn it, but I don't intend to, because I like to do other things.
It's actually not that difficult, Kevin. I'm sure everybody out there has the smarts to be able to do it. It's just a matter of sitting down and concentrating, I guess.
I mean, if you can do it, right?
Yeah, I can do it. Anybody can do it. Absolutely.
No, but
and you can see by the underside of my layout right now all the wiring that's underneath there, and you'll see there's a big ribbon cable right there. That's a ribbon cable for a signal mast, because it's it's a 10-pin mast, so I got to use ribbon cable to run to it. You'll see all sorts of disconnects there for blocks and all that. So if the layout ever shorts, I can shut off each block individually to track it down. And again, there's a lot of stuff hanging down. But, I'm sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to dominate the stream with all the talking. But yeah, I was gonna say, anybody that's interested will get on Discord, and we'll go through the whole process from making the circuit boards, programming the decoders, the whole 9 yards, how they work.
I still genuinely think you could make a whole YouTube series every step of the way to make a signal mask, but it's up to you.
Jim, Jim, do I have the Gerber files for those boards? The boards, what do I use for the boards? I designed them with what is the name of it? PCB Creator. PCB Creator is the software that I use. It's a shareware. I hate paying for software, but can you run the signals using LCC? I don't know. My friend Larry could definitely answer that. I know a lot of people do the Arduino-based DCC systems. Again, he's, I don't want to make it sound like I'm the guy that's designed and built all this stuff. Larry, my friend Larry, he's the big brain in this. I'm good at executing the design. Larry is good at the design itself. That's what I should say. And he explains it to me, and I understand half of what he says, but I know enough about it to know how it works, so that I can troubleshoot the system if something goes wrong. Let's see. Let me go back in the chat. So each signal has its own address and parameters, much like a local decoder. Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. Each signal mast has a DCC address. Now, again, because we're hard coding these decoders, there are no CV values that you change for addresses. So when you actually download the program, you have to actually change the line of code that has the address in it, so that once it's programmed for an address, that's what it is. I mean, they can be reprogrammed. You can re-download whatever, but it's not as easy as changing a CV address as far as changing the address on one of these. But yes, they each have addresses, just like locomotives. Like your accessories can have an address, your locomotive can have an address, your signal mast can have an address, and all those DCC commands go out over the rails. It was just a matter of getting that DCC signal off the rail into the Arduino and having the program to translate it all. Again, I'm going to repeat myself a million times. You have Gerber files. I have the files for these for these boards. I mean, because I still make the boards. Every once in a while, I update and the system, and I change a 2-head mast to a 3-head mast or something like that. Oh, by the way, something that I did want to mention real quick. Let me go back to Irian here. Now, right now, these 10-pin connectors are set up for a 3-head mast. So one of these Pro Minis can hold an address for one 3-head mast. However, if I have a 2-head mast, I can get 2 addresses onto one Pro Mini and have 2 8-pin for the 4-head. Yes, 2 8-pin RDC connectors to going to one Arduino. So this can act as 2 decoders for 2 head masts, or it can even act as 4 decoders for 4 single head masts. You can use one of these Arduinos, and you can have 4 little 4-pin connectors out there to do 4 signal heads, individual masts. But again, I didn't want to dominate the stream with this stuff, Kevin. I'm sorry. I just, when people get me talking about this stuff.
Well, if you're getting questions, that means people are interesting. So you're not dominating. It's not a bad thing, right? People are asking you questions. That means they're interested. So I'm not going to say no to giving what the people want. Now, if Holly doesn't want it, that's up to you to deal with Holly. But other than that, I'm fine with it. It's up to you. I'm running my trains here, so I'm happy.
Oh, please, Kevin, go right ahead, run some trains. And
No, but I mean, while you're talking, I'm still running my trains, so I'm not mad about that. So no, it's a pretty good night for me. My friend Jim.
As I understand, somebody's asking about Jay. Excuse me, streaming tonight. Jay, as I understand, Jay is streaming tonight.
Yesterday he had a link already made for tonight, so I'm assuming that unless he removed it, it's a go. So
RDGK says now I'm bragging. No, this stuff fascinates me. I didn't go to school for this kind of stuff. I did go to an electrical school. I did graduate, an electrician's trade course, but I don't have any formal background in electronics or anything like that. My friend Larry does, and he got me into this. And I had a basic signal system on my layout. And when Larry started coming over, he's like, Jim, you mind if I upgrade the signal system? I was like, go right ahead. Larry, he was my best friend at the time. He's now since moved to Florida. He's still one of my best friends. It's just that he lives in Florida now, but he used to come over Saturday regularly, and he had that, Jim, we can make it better. We can make it better. And you wouldn't believe how many different versions of these boards we went through. Oh my God, I have boxes full of boards that because we made our boards ourselves and they were cheap to make. So we could go from prototype, from design to prototype, in an afternoon. He'd sit down, he'd design a circuit, we put it on the board, we'd burn the board, etch it, drill it out, stuff it, and test it. We do it all in an afternoon. We got it down to a science. But yeah, I have boxes of boards that that are obsolete. Yeah, they still work, but it was always, we can do it better, Jim. We can do it better. I mean, this like the again. I'm gonna prattle on some more. Let's see here, like this board here. This little circuit up here that takes the DCC signal off the. I hit that wire again.
Hi, Kits. Sorry, there's a new person in the chat.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. Feel free to interrupt and tell me to shut up, Kevin, if you got something to say. Hey, Kit Stahlberg. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. But like this little circuit here that takes the DCC signal off the off the track and onto the Arduino bus there. We used to have 4 of these circuits, one for each one of these boards. And then I was like, Larry, we can design the board so that we only need one of these circuits as opposed to having all 4 of these circuits on there. So that's Larry. I didn't design the board. I just kind of made it, I don't want to say better, but streamlined it a little bit. This is nice of Jim to let Kevin appear on his stream. Thank you, Dave. Oh my God.
Maybe one day he'll invite me over to his channel. He's still keeping me out because he doesn't think I'm worthy. I'm not smart enough for his channel, so.
All right, I'm sorry. I will shut up.
Oh, it's fine.
Go right ahead, Kevin.
Well, you think I'm not intelligent enough for this?
No, it's not that people aren't intelligent enough.
No, for me to appear on your channel, that's what I mean.
No, I'm saying this is outrageously boring to some people. Some people are like, shut up. Even Larry gets boring sometimes. Larry talks about stuff sometimes, and my eyes roll to the back of my head, and they just glaze over, And I'm sure that's happening out there to some people in the stream. But I'll let this go for now. So if you're interested, we'll get in contact on Discord and talk more about it. Yeah, now that I've just briefly touched on the subject of my signal system, we can get back to Kevin here and and focus on what he's going, because he's got some nice stuff going.
Yeah, well, right now I'm going through some troubles with some of my favorite train cars, passenger cars. So it was, just a quick thing. BHS, there's a link on my channel for Discord.
Well, actually, Christopher. Hello, Christopher. How do we pronounce your last name there, Christopher? Rugseger is I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And he's got a question. If you don't run DCC, can you wire the crossing gates to come down when the train gets close? Yes, you can. I mentioned before that I have sensors in my tracks, and the Arduino IR sensors, the infrared sensors between the rails, would be a great thing for that. You can have the IR sensor trigger a relay that will, I don't know if you're familiar with tortoise switch machines, but they can be used to bring gates up and down, that kind of thing. And yes, it's very much possible to do that with if you're running just a regular DC layout, Chris.
So there's also other pre-built alternatives if you're okay with spending more money. I see that Geico Junction Railroad is asking the same question in N-Scale DC. Kato has a fully functioning setup that works on DC. It needs an external power supply that they sell. It is quite expensive. I think last time I checked it was $300 Canadian for a set. But it does work, and it works very well. The way it works is similar to the DCC setup, but it's just independent. It's just railroad crossing with lights and I think gates. You can buy the gates separately. Doesn't matter. Not from Kato, but that's an add-on you can do. And they have track with sensors with wires that go from the tracks to where the gates are, and you just plug it in. It's a plug-and-play system. Apparently, HO Scale has a similar system from Walters, I believe, that they do have that. And those would be the system. I also think that there's a company from China that sells a similar setup as well. I think it's Eve Model. They do have that system as well. Why are my cameras glitching one at a time?
Let's see, Gecko. Jim, would you use a 555 or an op amp for the trigger instead of an Arduino? You know, these little again, Gecko, these little Pro Minis, they are so easy to program. Instead of using a 555 timer or something like that, I would just definitely. I have a traffic light system. I have a working set of traffic lights, and I use them with a programmed Arduino. Yeah, you can go with the 5.5 timer or the op amp, like you said, but I like using the Arduinos because by changing a line of code, you can drastically change the outcome of how the lighting works. Let's see here. Like my traffic light system, I wanted an automatic crossing signal, pedestrian crossing signal in the timer for that. So again, it's just a matter of writing code, and each one of these little pins on the Arduino, would go to a specific LED. Of course, you have to use a resistor with the LED because the 5 volts would run out in LED. So, but it has these little boards have 16 IOs, inputs, outputs. So each one of those little pins on this Arduino can be programmed to act as an input or an output. I used pin 2 as an input because I want to input the DCC code. I have other pins programmed as outputs so that they go to each of the individual LEDs on the signal mask. But again, the Arduinos, is so much easier because you can make changes a whole lot easier, as opposed to using the 5.5 timers and the op amps and that kind of thing. I'm sorry.
To answer Sudbury, thank you very much for the compliment on the blue and yellow Virrail. I technically have two of those. I have the one you're seeing right now that's running around, which is the non-standard train. This is technically what I call my leftover, or well, it's supposed to be an LRC light rapid comfortable, I think it's called in English. Léger, rapide et confortable in French. These are not what actually is running out there, but that's what it is. These little cars are the leftover, like I said, from my 10 car set I got. The main 6 cars are on my main train with the E8. Right now I'm running this one because I often run the E8. I just wanted to take something different. This one is not in the train because I'm trying to make it run properly, and I just want to do something a little different. But it's that's supposed to be the LRC train, which is not LRC cars at all, with the P42 from Kato, and I have the E8 from Kato as well, pulling the regular 6. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. I see a lot of questions in the chat. After that question, alright, so yes, Walters, okay, Ed confirmed that Walters has a dedicated setup that can run separately. Thank you, Kevin. Yes, it is my N-scale setup. Aza track and color. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Woodland Scenics also has a independent dedicated setup, which is interesting to know. I figured with all their just plugged systems they would have something like that. Woodland Scenics, haha. That was bad. Don't listen to me. Then there's Jim can write some code so they glitch together. Yeah. I don't think we need to implement the code for glitches. I think we have enough glitches on their own. Dog David, you can. There's no turntable. Technically now there is. Well, it's not in use and it's not scenic, but it is, and it is on the layout. But it's in a corner you can't see. I do have one, but I want to replace it. It's not up to my standard, which is a part of the reason why it's not being displayed. Can the trains? Are they dead or some of them run? They're all, well, not all running, but most of them are running, but half of them are finicky, so depending on which one, might not run them. Also, some of them are DCC, and I don't want to burn the decoders on the rail power controller because Rapido specifically says not to. Not that the decoder in that one works. Thank you very much, Rapido. Please answer my emails. What is this? Oh, it's the blue top. That one we've ran multiple times. It works great, but I want to change it up and run something else tonight. Oh, it's skipped now. Glitchware is expensive. That's yeah. I'm surprised to change the lights on my tunnel portal. That sounds nice. Giuseppe, I did not. I don't even think I said your name. You had it, huh? Light, rapid, comfortable. Okay, that's what it is. Your E8. No, none of my N scale currently is DCC, other than a few locos that are parked and not in use. Oh yeah, that was French. You probably misheard me when I spoke French then. That makes sense. But yes, it's DC, but it has a board in it, so I could convert it with just a drop-in board. It's not the newest model, it's from the early 90s, but it's one of the first one with the board that has drop-in boards, so it would be pretty easy to convert. I need IR sensor. I'm working on embedding the sensor into Kato N scale track. That works nice. Why is it skipping all the time? Alright, so have some of those sensors. I'm not skipping your messages. I know they're more meant for Jim, so that's why I'm gonna let Jim read them.
That's okay. Christopher again. He's talking. He's asking about those IR sensors, and he says that he has at work, and they cost an arm and a leg. I'm gonna go grab one of those real quick and show you what they look like.
Yep. Easy buds. I have 6 track crossing, so I would need 12 sensors. You would need 12 sensors, but depending on the setup, I've seen people who doubles them, one close to the railroad crossing and one far, so that the train, it starts the gates when the train's far from the railroad crossing, but ends as soon as it left the railroad crossing, depending on how complicated you want. But it is a doable. I know, Giuseppe, but I just wanted to make sure you know that I am not swearing at you or at anyone, possibly. I'm trying anyways. Kevin, are you going? Absolutely. And we might even try to run a special Steam tonight. Not for long, because it's a rough runner, but I want to give it a try tonight. Actually, I'm gonna park the CP rail after this lap, and yes, I will, Fresno. I will, Jay. But yeah, I will park the CP rail and try on the lower loop because it's an easier loop to run. Why is that camera glitching, dropping some frame rates, but just at random times? Weird. Yes. I mean, I'm not Dave, so I can behave. Speaking of, I know I mentioned it multiple times yesterday on this stream, but I still want to congratulate Dave on the progress he's made on his N-scale layout. It was an incredibly fast progress and incredible work, and it's not even... And I want to mention the incredible work because it works and it works good. I've seen people throw stuff together quickly, but they've thrown it together, right? It's just there. He actually took the time to build a very solid frame. He built a proper table, put it down, did some custom bench work for the second level. He did the whole setup in a more than reasonable time, and it looks incredible. So I really wanted to point that out. So the steamer we're gonna run tonight is not on the table at all. I will show it to you right now. It's this old Santa Fe. This Santa Fe is a Trix that I got a while back on eBay. I got it for cheap because, well, it's an older model. It's old enough that under the name, I'm gonna switch the camera just to show you. This is the roundhouse. It doesn't say made in Germany. It says made in Western Germany. It was back before the Berlin Wall fell. So this locomotive is older than that. And I thought that was a very interesting model and that it should be preserved because very few pieces of rolling stock, well, not that few, people take good care of their trains, but N-scale, anything older than like 1992 to 1995 rarely runs at all because they weren't made that way, and they were made of high quality, like the major leap it did in the 90s in quality. So I thought that was an interesting thing, that I have an engine that is old enough to have the mold say West Germany. I remember the box just said Germany, so what I'm thinking is that locomotive, the mold was made before they merged back together, but the mold kept for longer. You know, they keep molds for long, but the box, since it's just a print, they fixed it. So that was probably sold right after the Berlin Wall fell, but before, but the cast was made before. Again, it's not. I'm aware that it's not the most, not. It's not that it's not interesting, I'm very aware that this locomotive is just an old steamer, an old cheaper steamer, but to me, it makes it very special that it's that old. It's part of history, and I quite like. I'm not a history nerd by any means, but special pieces from big events should be preserved, and this is one of those things, right? I just think it's a very special piece from that has some, by accident, some major steps in history, and I thought that should be preserved. So that's why I tried to revamp it. I still need to check the connections for a certain spot because it doesn't have the best pickups. But hey, we have it running now. Oh, nice, Colleen. I'm glad you are. I hope it's interesting. You probably know more about history than I do. But I just figured that it was interesting, that it was... I don't know.
I was looking for the sensors, and unfortunately, I can't find them right now. I'm sorry. I'd love to show you guys some of those things, but again, they're only 50 cents a piece. I'll have to put up an eBay link for them. But just the same, I wish I could find them, but you know, again, there's a reason why I have this screen behind me because it is a absolute mess behind me. You know, that's my workshop area, and things are all over the place. You know, it's funny because I was looking for them at one time, and I found them and I put them away, and I don't remember where I
And that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Cleaning up is a mistake, guys. Don't clean up.
I had a bag of like 50 of them. I mean, they're so cheap. You know, I buy the stuff in bulk when I can.
Well, it's usually worth it financially to do, especially since that allows you to make mistakes and correct them and not ruining a whole setup.
Hey, good evening, Chuck.
VHS by JP is asking if there's a way to get your knowledge without going through Discord. And I think I agree with what Dave said earlier. If without making a video, you could make your own live stream on YouTube and talk about it and leave those live stream up to point it to people. So that could be helpful as well.
It's probably something, you know, it's something that I've always wanted to do. But it's just, you know, there's just so much involved in it. You know, do I start with JMRI? You know, how do we get JMRI to send out signal mask commands?
Well, there's two ways to approach. It's either you approach by the steps to make it, where you start when you decide you want to make one, where you follow these steps, or the way you learn. What made you start, and every time you learn something new, you can go at that step. So those are two different ways you can do. I'm not here to tell you which one to pick because I wouldn't know myself. But that's two methods you could do.
Well, actually, I believe it was JMRI that got us started in, you know, headed in that direction. You know, well, you know, Kevin, in JMRI you can create tables.
Yes.
You know, create tables for your locomotives.
Yes.
You know, rosters. You can create tables for all your switch machines, or you know, all your turnouts. You create tables for all your masts. You create tables for all, you know, a bunch of different things, and you would actually, you know, create the mast in JMRI, give it the address, and then use it in the signal mast logic. Oh, I'm going to go down another road again. I'm sorry. Let's we'll talk about something else. Do you know the air velocity of Leighton Swallow? That's funny, Mustache.
All right, Sudbury Junction. Have a good one. It was nice seeing you.
Oh.
And I hope you enjoyed Jim. And I hope he's not the one who's ran you out of gas.
Oh yeah, that's it. I've already burned one watcher. Okay. I've bored one to death already. We lost one. My apologies.
So, I'm gonna explain my signaling system because it is just as fancy as yours. Mine is the pre-made Kato one. It only works on DC. What it is there's an external power brick that powers them, and there's a sensor in the rail that already is made. You don't need to know anything, you just need to power it with their own power supply. All it does is it detects the direction of the current because it's DC. If it's detecting that the train is coming from behind the light, it says it's always red. If it's going towards the light, it goes green. And when there's a metal wheel that passes the sensor, it's like, oh, metal wheel, let's start a 3-second timer. It goes to red, starts the timer. After 3 seconds, goes to yellow. After another 3 seconds, it goes to green. As you can see here, every time it detects a wheel, it restarts at 3 seconds. So that's why a train can go throughout the entire thing without changing to yellow, because every time there's a new metal wheel, it goes back to red. But that is also why sometimes I have long freight train and goes up to green while the train is still on, because I'm too cheap to replace every single wheel with metal wheels. The trick is actually what certain cars that I have, and is to put one wheel in metal. So that way the signaling system detects it, but the train takes less than 3 seconds to go to the next car, so it works. I need to know if block is open to proceed or not. I mean, I was just saying it's a way to do it. It's a cheap way, well, cheap, relatively cheap, but it's an easy way that you don't need to learn anything. You just plug and play, right? Kato has a lot of plug and play stuff. This is one of them. You don't need to do that. It doesn't have to be, but people like me who aren't as smart as certain people on the stream will sometimes go ahead and buy something that's a pre-made solution instead of building it yourself. This is one of them. I think it works great. It's nice. It doesn't work with DCC, but someone online did post to modify them to work with DCC. It doesn't detect the direction, but at least the timer works. So that could be a thing for people who want simplicity. Of course, if you want full detection system, you'll need to talk to Jim either on a call or on a separate stream that he hosts. But for now, for people like my pea-sized brain, these are great. So let's just say that me and certain people would be multiple peas in a pond. I'll put it that way.
It's really not complicated, Kevin.
You say that, but then I don't understand half of the explanation. So
It's well, I've talked about that enough tonight. I won't. Oh, there we go. We can see the locomotives in this one here.
Wait,
way over on the left. Oh, are they going? Oh, they just went out of frame.
But yeah, Colleen did correct me. Peas in a pod. I misunderstood as a kid once, and I've been running with it. And I think it's funnier to say peas in a pond, meaning we're two lost peas just floating around hoping to find each other, but probably not. I think it's a funnier expression. It's, if you watched Trailer Park Boys, it's basically my own Rickyism. It's not one of them, but it's my own. So just
Gecko just put a post in there. He said that just like Garage Door, you can mount the emitter. The IRs that I use, the emitter and receiver is both in the track, and what it does is the IR light reflects off the bottom of the train back to the receiver. So that's how it works. It's not like it breaks a beam or anything like that. The light is just reflected back down to the receiver. Let's see here. When we come up here, we should see a couple of IRs here in the track. I'll kind of pause the train here. I know I keep going back to that. Let's. I will slow the train down when you see it. Oh, of course.
What'd you do?
The train separated somehow. Oh, I need to go rescue it.
Well, the signal mast will prevent you from going there because there's a train there.
Let me head over there, Kevin. I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
It's okay. Holly, do you like the steamer? Can you see the steamer at least? Christopher, it won't be over 20 volts, that's for sure. I believe it's between 15 and 16, maybe 18, worst case, but it's not over 20, that's for sure. Alright, Josh, thank you for coming. Hi, ABC. I don't know. Just making conversation, that's all. I figured this little 462, which if someone asks me what type of engine it is, I have no idea. All I know is it's a 462. There's many names for these locomotives, and I do not know a single one of them. .462 Pacific. Okay, thank you. Pacific.
All right.
After this one, I do have another steamer that it's in the... it might be a little less old and also run a little rougher, but I want to run that one as well. Another one that isn't normally shown on the stream, but I figured why not. They're fun little locos, they look great, and when they do behave, they're, you know, just nice to run. This is quite impressive. That loco is running great tonight. Usually she stutters a lot, but tonight she's going. And if I spoke too soon, well, it's okay. We'll just change it.
Okay, if I can just show people the LEDs that I have in the tracks there.
Yes, give me a second. I'm going to turn off my... I'm going to switch the camera, actually.
Okay.
Can I be more specific about the Pacific? Well, it's a specific Pacific.
Pacific. Yeah.
Specific.
Okay. Okay. If you look in the track there, you see you see that little white LED in between the rails there. That's actually an infrared emitter. Now that light is normally not visible to the naked eye. Now there's also another LED beside that. There are two LEDs between each of those rails. One is the emitter, which is the one that you can see glowing, and right beside it is the receiver. And what happens is the LED light, the infrared light, reflects off the bottom of the train and goes back down into the receiver. And that's what the trigger is for the infrared LED. Now I did modify the board a little bit because the boards for the LED detectors have a little trim part on them that you can adjust the sensitivity. Those are, well, again, I'm going down another rabbit hole. I won't do that. But I just wanted to say that, yes, those are the LEDs. Those are the LED infrared detectors in the track that you can see right there. So I just thought I'd put that out there.
So, you know what? I'm not changing the camera until your train runs. Oh, okay, it runs now. So.
Okay, there we go. And I'm coming up on that wire that I'm going to hit.
Oh, then I'm watching that.
Okay, we'll keep that full. I'm going to creep right up on it.
Go as fast as you can so it derails everything.
Oh, the last thing I want to do is string line this train.
So if you want, though, if you have duct tape near you, I can switch the switch cam so you can go tape it up or something. I want to see it hit it first, but then I'll let you do that. It's only the camera car since it's taller, right? That does that.
There are those wires right there.
Oh, they're close to being fine.
Yeah. You see the tape that let go. Boop. Let me throw some tape on that real quick.
Alright, I'll switch the camera angle in the meantime and I'll run my trains again.
Alright, I'll be back in a second.
Back in a jiffy?
In a jiffy, yes.
So in the meantime, I think I'm gonna switch my Via Rail. It's ran great tonight, but just like everything else, it deserves a small break. Since the steamer is running, we're gonna put a diesel on the other track. Which one, though, is the question. We could run the other Via Rail. I think Sudbury left already, but yeah, he did. But we could still run it. Just gonna move this one back to there. I actually want to switch to another camera so you can see it better. This way. And I'm right in the middle for some reason. Because Jim goes there. And I don't know why I was there. But no, I'm here. So what you're seeing right now is this section. I've actually insulated the track so that this turnout dictates whether the yard is powered or this. So when the train will come up, it'll stop right here because it won't have any power. There you go, it stopped. Now I can back up. Actually, I can't back it up. I need to move this one forward. So what I do here is the opposite of what Jim does. Since this layout was first designed with DC in mind, I did what they call blocks, and now it's my turn to go technical and bore everyone, but I'm keeping it simple. Blocks are just sections of tracks that have their own power and can only but those blocks are isolated, so the power going to that track is the only power that goes there. It cannot come from somewhere else. And the advantage of that is if you want to stop a train on DC, you turn off that block, and the rest is on. Well, the other great thing about this hobby is that they invented turnouts that can dictate where the power goes and make it only go the direction that it's flipped. To do that, you just have the power before it splits, and that from that point on, the turnout dictates where it goes, and if you isolate a little further down, that section is locked in. And that's how I create these blocks. And by blocks, I mean like a block, not as a blockade. And like right now, you're seeing it move. This one's moving, this one's moving. And I flip the turnout and it's not moving anymore. So that means the turnout decided that no more power goes there, it's going here. Because that's where the train goes. So that's how that works. It's simple, but it's effective. And if someone designs their layout to work this way, and in a few months or years down the line they decide to go with DCC, it's fully compatible. You don't have to change anything. You might not use the turn off switches because you can stop the trains individually with DCC, but it's not a requirement. You can, but you don't have to. That's what's nice, in my opinion. It's the fact that you don't have to. And some people, like me, don't like when their trains run for no reason. And a good way to fix that, right, I'm missing a feeder on my layout somewhere. Well, I know where, but the double crossover isolated section, so I need to back it up with my hands. Because I did another block there. Accidentally moved the feeder, and that happened. But yeah, so this is what this is something I like to do, is these blocks. It works great, and it's compatible with both systems. And also, since DCC is limited in power, right? It can only power so many locomotives. Having a section that's turned off doesn't use that power. So you're good, right? You can have more trains on your layout and just turn them off. So that's like the biggest part of blocks in DCC, is that it prevents wasting power. It doesn't, well, it protects the locomotives. If there's a short, it's not going to reach there. If you have a limit in power, it won't take any power. It won't burn out the LEDs from being on all the time. It'll cut the sound. It has multiple perks. So that's why I do blocks. First, it's for DC, but it's useful in DCC as well. So I highly recommend doing these blocks when you design a layout. Giving them, thank you, Jim. Just making sure I'm not missing. Oh, right, Holly, I didn't answer your email yet. I saw that. I don't know if my track planning software has the right numbers. It's really the specification, which is the turning radius and the... what's the other? The turning radius and the degrees. If those match...
I know the Bachmann Easy Track has changed numbers for their tracks. I know they're not all the same. The earlier versions of the Bachmann Easy Track had different stock numbers for the 18-inch radius curves and that sort of thing.
Okay, so that might be the issue here. Yeah, that also, dead rail with battery power, but N scale, that's kind of hard. I would hope that if you do that in N scale, you have very small batteries or accompanying cars that carries the batteries for you. Again, possible, doable, but a little bit more complicated. You know, G-gauge, that's a very common thing to do, which is normal for multiple reasons. Being outside, the track gets dirtier, so cleaning that up is more complicated. And also you have the space for the batteries, but for For N scale, Dead Rail is kind of not recommended. And why is my locomotive not moving? There you go. So now we can run another steamer. This one is a common one. This is not the uncommon one I wanted to show earlier. This is a common steamer. It's just, I like it a lot. I'm not saying it's impossible, Giuseppe. It's very possible to go Dead Rail in N scale. It's just a lot more complications and a lot more size restriction. But if one person here can do it, it's Jason Fresno. Fresno J, he's done so many miracle things with adding lights where I don't even know where there's space for the wires. He would be able to do it. If one person here does it, it's him. So, these are my trains. Right, I need to switch back to the whole layout. I think I just realized why I thought it was glitching. The lights are flashing in the camera because it's going behind the pillars of the bridge. And I'm like, oh, it's glitching because I'm seeing the lights show up and stop, but no, it's behind the pillars. The pillars cut the image. So I hope this set of train pleases people, because these are two of my favorites, quite frankly. In my passenger equipment, that Via Rail is my favorite in N scale for all my passenger equipment. I love all of the ones that I have, but that's my favorite. And that's my favorite steamer, that little excursion train that I'm running. So I thought, I do think that these are my favorite for special trains. I do have a lot of freight, and I really love my freight, but these are just very special trains, if you ask me. Plus, the Via has a lot of lights in it, and I upgraded the headlight to have a super bright LED, and it shines. Like, if I turn off the lights in my room right now, in my layout room, you would see well ahead of the locomotive. And I'm quite pleased with that. That was the whole point of the headlight upgrade. I like unrealistically bright headlights because it adds a lot of life to a layout. I'm one that just likes light on a layout. I know right now none of my buildings have lights. They will eventually. I just need to make a more permanent setup, and I think we'll be able to enjoy it. Actually, I will turn down the lights. Just give me a second. Not completely turn them off, but I will turn them down.
Welcome, ONR. Drew, how you doing, sir?
I don't think it's too dark right now, and you can see the lights on the Via Rail a bit better. Other than that, one camera, which is a little white washed out, looks pretty good. Let me try to fix that lighting. Oh boy. That's already better. There you go. What did I miss, Kevin? I heard my name from the other room. Oh, I was saying that we were talking about Dead Rail in N scale. So I thought that if anyone in this chat is able to, it would be you. You're a wizard when it comes to fitting things in the impossibly small N scale. But yes, this is the bright light I was talking about. You'll see when it comes around to this area, you will see the light against the mountain, which is what I wanted. This is the effect I really wanted.
It does look awesome, Kevin.
Right now, yeah, you're seeing the headlight against the whole mountain, and if it would get darker, the cars themselves light up around them. But because I didn't put it too dark, because I still want to be able to see with the cameras, this is what it is. And I'm glad people like that V-Rail. Obviously, like I said, it's my favorite. But I've chased 5 years to have that set. Took me 5 years. I'm not the only one who likes it, apparently. So being able to have one, it makes me feel privileged, in a sense, that I was able to find. I looked long and hard for it, and I found it, and I somehow found a kit that the seller wasn't aware was pre-lit. So I got an even better deal out of that. And I'm incredibly happy with it. So I need to replace the lights in the rear of the train, the last 3 cars. I do enjoy the soft white a lot more than they are, but the problem is those are incandescent bulbs, so they get really hot in the cars, and I don't like that. I have some warm white LEDs that I could plop in, I just need to take the time to work on it. There's such a long list of such a long to-do list for all of my layouts right now that I just come downstairs and look around and be like, oh, this could be done. I guess I'll do that one. It's I need to get a whiteboard that I can list them all, so I can erase or check mark when I'm doing something. I think that actually could be a good idea. I've been thinking about getting a whiteboard.
Actually, I do have a whiteboard down here in the basement. You know, with dry erase markers.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Anytime I have an issue on the layout, and if I don't have time to address it, I'll write it down on the whiteout board. And then when I get time, I'll see the list of things and just bang them out one at a time.
And honestly, it's satisfying to be able to erase something off of it, right? You know, oh, I've completed it, erase. It would be nice. I should get one. And they're not that expensive. Walmart has some for pretty cheap. And no, I do think I should get one. I did do some work this week on the layout. A lot of the things that are not on camera, I've cleaned up the wiring under the layout. You guys can't see the difference, but I'm able to access the underneath of the layout now without issue, so that's a big plus for me. And I've cleaned up some of the stuff here. There was a pile of cards you could have seen in my short there. That's all gone and cleaned up. They're all in trays that I 3D printed. I need to 3D print more because somehow I still don't have enough trays. I have a lot of trains apparently. And so yeah, these are that's what I've done recently, which was needed, and I still need to clean more, evidently. But in the meantime, I'm quite happy with everything. Yeah, so hi Midsummer, Greg is here. Nice. How's it going down under? He's our down under contact. My cable management is forward. Yes. Oh, this is something I can show everyone that I need to. Where did I put it? So for the Kato train enthusiast or Kato fanboys like myself and Jay Fresno, and I'm not mentioning Dave here, not because he doesn't love the Kato products, but because he's not as stupid as me and Jason are, where we buy the Kato plug-in electrical system instead of making our own. So I bought a deepinning tool, so instead of cutting the cables to route them through and then soldering them back, since these were computer connectors, I found a computer deepinning tool that you can just insert, and it unclips the wire from the connector, and you can run the wire through and then put the connector back on. So Jay, I will send you the link if you want it. I highly recommend it. It helps cleaning under the layout by only drilling small holes to poke those wires through. You don't need to poke the whole connector through, and then it cleans up everything. So if anyone is using the Kato power system, just know that to clean up your wiring without drilling big holes, you can deepen those things. And the turnout connectors or auxiliary connectors, you can declip them also for easy. Kevin, did you hear the announcement of you guys? I did, and that the whole news was extremely, extremely positive to me. New locomotives. I'm a little sad, quite frankly, to lose the F40s. These were beautiful classics. They've been rebuilt multiple times by this point. They've lived very long lives and run thousands and thousands of miles, probably in the millions. But they will, while they will be I think you said Spanish design. Is it Spanish or Swedish? Anyways, a European design. They will be adapted by people from Canada to Canadian conditions, and we're gonna learn. I think we're like, oh, all right. Sorry, Dave. Was just my suggestion was not good. But yeah, not only will that be adapted, the only reason they're starting in Spain is to learn how they do it, so that we can take all the good stuff, but replace and modify while we build the plant in Montreal to actually work it. So we're not getting Alco back, Montreal or MLW, Montreal Locomotive Works, but that's the closest we'll ever get. We're bringing manufacturing back of our own trains in Canada, because recently all the trains we've bought were built somewhere else, and they didn't work great with our weather condition because they were built for their weather conditions. We're finally going to build our own trains to have them work with our own weather conditions. So happy about that. To me, it's just the manufacturing is going to be easier. The parts are going to be more accessible. It's going to be quicker. It's all around good news. I'm very excited about this. The trains are going to be great. I have some high hopes for this, and I will be getting a model of it, unless it's Bachmann. I really wanted a model of the Siemens, and of course, Kato made some for the Amtrak one. Never did the. It's just a paint job away from making the VRL. They did not, and Bachmann is asking 3 times what Kato is asking for the exact same locomotive, but with the VRL paint scheme on. So, not buying that. But if someone else makes that that locomotive for a reasonable price, I will absolutely be buying it. Go Canada, absolutely Mustache Mike. They will soon announce the new passenger cars. That's the one I'm the most excited about, because it can go both ways. Either very good or very bad. Everybody loved the Canadian, especially. The Ocean less, because they tried to replace it with a European deal and it didn't go as great because it was built for Europe. Okay, Mustache Mike, just to make it clear, Bachmann's done some great stuff recently, but the price they're asking is ludicrous. A $200 Kato Loco, Bachmann's doing an identical locomotive for $600 Canadian. I do not see how Bachmann put $400 more worth of goodies on it. Right? If it was $50 more for the proper paint job, sure. But $400 more? Nah. Not worth it. But yes, the cars, I have very fond memories, and I think everybody, when they think about the Canadian railroads, they see the classic stainless steel Bud cars. That's what we know, and the best part about them is the scenic view in the dome cars. Those dome cars are very special for Canadians, and when I say that, I mean both the people and the train. I just hope that they don't do the same mistake that they did with when they tried replacing the Ocean, the cars for the line. When I say the Ocean, is the East Coast line, with cars that were lighter, more comfortable, but without the scenic view, to make it an economical option. That was a mistake because it lost its appeal to the touristic side of it. And trains are not the most, they're not the fastest, especially not in Canada since we don't have high-speed lines. They're not the most economical ways. I mean, a $200 ticket to replace $120 worth of gas for a trip. and it takes twice the time. But what it is it's peace of mind, and it is beautiful views. So they should lean onto that and put, you know, a nice dome for the view. They already have a nice canteen car. They need to keep that. You know, a nice restaurant car like they had. Those are the things that makes it more of a... makes the train part of your trip. It's not a method of transportation to go on your holiday. It's part of your holiday. That's what they need to bring back. And that's why I'm excited, but I'm cautiously excited because they could go both ways. True,
Yeah,
Kevin.
the journey is half the fun, Kevin. Oh, I'm sorry. Go
What'd
ahead.
you say, Jim?
No, I said the journey is half the fun.
Yeah, exactly. VRL tried to make it just a cheap trip, and it lost interest. So that's why I'm saying bring back the train being part of the journey. So that's so Kevin did point out that the Bachmann were all DCC sound, but you can get the Kato DCC sound for $350. It's still not $600. That's, again, maybe you're right. Comparison wasn't apples to apples, but let's do apples to apples. The Kato one is $350 for DCC sound, and the Bachmann is $600. So still not worth it. And someone like Jason could buy the $200 and upgrade themselves for $100. So that's where I'm still having a hard time. And I agree with you, Jay. The quality in a Kato for how smooth they run and how sharp they look is pretty hard to beat in that scale. You know, detail-wise, Rapido has everyone beat. But I'm not sold on the Chargers. I want them, but they're asking too much in my opinion. So that was my time to rant. Now that I've bored everyone to leave, what do you guys want to talk about? You know,
Holly says she has exactly one new train set, and I'll go over why when I finish the Meet the Trains video. Yes, we're looking forward to that video, Holly.
that is a great video. And who was it? Someone commented on one of my videos and asked me to do a full, or was it in a stream? A video that's also Meet the Trains, but for me it's Meet the Locomotives, because apparently I have too many cars to make a Meet the Train, and show my whole collection. And just by looking at it, I already know that I have to split them into two videos, one for the HO scale, one for the N scale. So clearly I have a problem, and I need to buy more trains to solve that problem. Right, that's the solution, right, everyone? RDGK asks, does anyone likes trains? I don't like trains. Why would I spend thousands of dollars on trains? That's stupid.
Well, Kevin, my train is separated again in the same
I was about
exact
to
spot.
say, it stopped, huh?
Yeah, well, it's separated. Apparently, I must have a coupler height issue. Or there's something in the track. I'm going to have to go over and take a look at it. So if you'll excuse me for a minute. Let me, well, actually, you'll see me in camera, I guess.
Say it ain't so, Jim. Yeah, I was about to say. Watch out, Dave's gonna hear that you have a coupler height issue, and he's gonna rip you a new one for that. More coupler therapy. Yes, Colleen, you are correct. So that is, again, not a rant, but a plus to N scale being mostly truck mounted, because they come as a package of the wheels, the trucks, and the couplers all as one. You're less likely to have coupler height issues. Not impossible, but less likely. That's the thing. Hi, Jack. Don't hijack the stream. Jim is saying hi, clearly. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate on Jim's screen? I'm gonna switch it. The work on that double crossover. That is a hand-laid double crossover. Jim made that. Can we appreciate the quality of work that is? It's just beautiful.
Actually, if I can correct you on that, Kevin.
Oh boy, I complimented you for something that shouldn't have.
Nope. This is not the hand-laid one. The next one is the hand-laid one.
Oh, the rough-looking one. Okay.
We'll come back. That was a commercial one because I didn't want to go through the trouble of hand-laying another double crossover. I'll show you the hand-laid double crossover down here. At the other end of the yard.
Alright, let me switch to you. Oh, that turbo train is beautiful. I wonder what made you buy that.
Yeah, I know. Somebody put a bug in my ear.
Yeah, somebody made you spend $500 on a train when you don't spend over $20 usually.
It's
I still think one of my favorite videos of yours is the flybys you made with it. It's just a gorgeous setup and a gorgeous train.
this double crossover is hand laid.
Well, it's as pretty as the other one, if not more.
That was done with the fast track jigs. I don't know if anybody out there is familiar with them. They make jigs that you can hand lay turnouts with. I've got a couple of hand laid double slip switches. I've got a hand laid curve switch on the layout, and I've got a bunch of them hand laid turnouts up in Tycho Town. But again, it's just something I wanted to do. Because it's part of the hobby, and.
RDGK is asking how many double crossovers have you hand laid? Is that the only one, or have you hand laid more?
That's the only hand laid double crossover.
Okay.
I do have 2 hand laid double slips. I don't know, you people familiar with a double slip switch? I have 2 of those. I have a hand laid curved turnout up in the top of the layer. You'll see it when we go by it. I'll kind of point that one out. And in Tycho Town, I think all the switches are in the yard are hand laid.
Oh, right. He said no. The turbo train is that one of 7. No, he only has 1 or 2 when he puts it in front of the mirror to make it look like 2.
Yes, that's right, the mirror. Now, again, I'll point this out. This tunnel here, this was done out of cardboard, and I lined it with printed paper, and the printed paper is peeled away from the cardboard. But you can see that was my attempt at making a tunnel interior, and it didn't hold up too well. The humidity and everything has kind of like warped it and twisted it. You can see the sidewall here. One of the pieces of paper have come off altogether.
You're just a few spits of hot glue away from fixing it, right?
Yeah, it just it's one of those things I need to put on my my dry erase board to fix. Now let's see here. That wire, I did tape that back up.
Nice. But
let's see if I catch on that again.
But we wanted derailment there.
Yeah, that's up and out of the way. That shouldn't be an issue now. Okay.
Alright, so I'm going to switch back to my view and all scenes. That way we can see everything. Now, I want to run something a little different. Is Kevin Pickrell still in the chat? Is the Kevin Pickrell here? I want to know if he is. Otherwise, I do have an engine that I like to run recently. It's my SD60. Not an M. This is not the Triclops. This is the one with the regular nose. It looks pretty neat. Otherwise, I do have my SD90 that we could run. That one's a fun one. I think a lot of people liked the... Oh, Mustache Mike is asking if you do scenery at all.
Yeah, I know. I do have some scenery, but again, I haven't done scenery in a long time. It's been a while since I've buckled down to scenery. You see this little trench area here? I've done that. Those are all cast plaster walls there. Of course, there's my mirrors. I've got the mirrors.
No, you've got an extra train hidden that just appeared there.
Yes, I have an identical train running around.
Get yours at Scott Rail.
Oh, thank you, Holly. Thank you, Holly.
Get yours at Scott Rail's web store. Now, let's get that commission check. Dave doesn't even know that me and Jim talked about putting adverts for his store in exchange of a commission check, and he's not even aware, so he's owing us money that he wasn't even agreeing to send us now. Well, you forgot your shirt, Jim, so too bad, so sad.
I know, Dave's shirt. I was gonna, but the thing is, I like a nightgown on me. That damn thing is huge, because you order shirts online, and you never know what they're gonna send you.
I have a solution for you. Order some McDonald's, gain weight, and you'll be fixed.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a solution I need.
I mean, it's a solution. I never said it was the right one. I said it was a solution.
Okay. Well, actually, since we were talking about hand-laid track here.
Yes. Oh yeah.
If you look over to the right.
I'm gonna switch the camera just a second. There you go.
All those switches on the right are hand-laid. That double slip is hand-laid. All the other turnouts, everything to the right there in Tycho Town is hand-laid. Again, that was done with the fast track jigs. That kind of thing.
Holly is asking what would it solve to eat more McDonald's. Well, it would solve the fact that the shirt is too loose. If he gains weight, it'll be just right fit. It's a solution.
That'll be the only thing I wear. Every time you see me, I'll be wearing the Scott Rails t-shirt. Jim, do you have any other clothes? Oh, they don't fit me anymore.
Well, send you more Scott Rail shirts. But no, seriously though, Jack and Holly are being wowed by your hand-laid turnout, and I agree with them. I've heard a few modelers saying, just like you're talking about when you're talking about your electronics, saying, oh, it's easier than it looks, you just need to, do everything and solder everything and make sure it's safe. I'm like, yeah, sounds easy. So, and file everything and set it all up. So I'll just keep appreciating your guys' work and work with my own my Pico turnouts that are just good and work. It's a buy once, cry once type of deal. So, all right, let's. So both the VRL and the Steamer have been on for about the same time, and there's a part of me that doesn't want to remove them because I love them both, but I also want to run some freight. So, what to do now? Other than 3D prints on the... Other than the clearance for the... I actually don't know what I want to do. What does everyone want to see? Do you want to keep this team in the VRL, or do you want me to switch it to something else? Because, damn it, this is a train channel and we should run trains. But, since it's our live stream, it's everyone's live stream, you guys and gals are allowed to say what you want to see. So do you want to see some freight, or do you want to keep these ones for a little longer? And we can change our minds later down the stream. We still have an hour to go, so...
Oh. Jack just asked a question.
Yes.
And he said, what is the clearance on my overhangs? The tightest clearance on my layout is actually these bridges that are just coming up. Now there are again Tyco AHM bridge kits I bought a long time ago. Right here is the tightest clearance on my layout. I believe it's like 2.5 inches. Again, this is, yeah, we can see the camera is just going to clear it. But I can't run double stacks on my layout, unfortunately. But I'm okay with that because the era that I model, I don't model anything super modern or anything like that. But yeah, 2.5 inches. That's the tightest clearance right there on my layout. Just to answer that question.
So, I have a few requests for freight, so we will have to... I will replace the VRL first. Raven said Steam, even though there has been Steam for the past hour. So, I don't know what to do with that answer. But the VRL will be parked for the night. I will move Jim's train, and I call it Jim's trains because these are all gifts from Jim. But they're mine now. Hey, they're not going anywhere. I need to print more trays for these freights. But yes, we will park the VRL and put freight. I have a request. Well, I've already ran 2 different one, Raven. I don't know what you want me to do at that point. There's not just Steam and Light. So let's start by moving this one out and changing lane because this is the wrong lane for this one.
Raven says you have more than one Steam.
Yeah, but we've ran 2 already. How many does one man need?
And RGGK, how long has it been since the bullet train has been run?
Oh, that is a great question. And the answer to that is too long. Which one do you want me to run? I have 3 options. I'll go... Let me get out a long freight for Holly because she requested that, and then we'll take out the bullet trains. So,
oh, good evening, James.
that is an excellent.
James has his long list of people he's saying hi to.
The yellow Holly says, Mustache Mike, that is the weakest engine that I have. If Holly asks for a long freight, I cannot put that one, unfortunately.
You can never run too much steam.
No, but you can run out of steam. Oh.
Kevin, I want to mention,
Yes.
This is the curve switch that I hand laid right here.
Okay, just a second.
This
I'm going to switch the camera.
Left-hand curve switch. I'm kind of sitting on it here.
Yes. There you go.
But that curve switch that I'm going over right now, this is a hand laid curve switch here. And just beyond it is the other double slip that I hand laid. Again, it's something I was doing at one time, and it got to be kind of tedious. I wanted to do it just to see if I could do it. So I hand laid a few of them. And coming up here, just here on the left, and I'll stop so that the camera can kind of focus on it better. Let the resolution catch up. That's the other double slip switch there, right on the left, that I've hand laid. So yeah, everybody now has seen
Jim's work.
the stuff that I've done there. Yeah.
So,
Oh, thank you, James. James says, I think this is the first time he's seeing my layout. But thank you.
so let's start with a freight. I mean, it's not the biggest freight I can pull, but it's the
Thank you, George.
the biggest freight I can run. It's my biggest freight engine, which is my SD90 Big Mac, also known as the Mini Mac, because it's an N scale. Let's go grab the cars. I have this camera set up just for this. Let's upper yard. Let's go pick up the cars. Oh, of course, because I want to show it derailed. Murphy's Law, right?
Thank you, Mustache Mike.
Good night, David. Thank you for coming.
Oh, good night, David. Good night.
Hey, welcome to the channel, Green Legion.
Broke the rail out of spikes and glued it back in place. That was easy, buds. The only hand-laid track on my N-scale layout is where I broke the rail out of spikes, glued it back in place.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't even have that. I still haven't fixed the gaps from the flex track that I've cut back to put the rail joiners. So I wouldn't call that a fully hand-laid setup. Alright, so all scenes. We have the SD90 going around. And we did mention a bullet train. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab all three of them. I know Polly said the yellow, but just in case there's more votes for the other one.
Again, thank you, Mustache Mike. Yeah, I like to try different things in the hobby. Some stuff I'm okay at, other stuff I'm really terrible at. I have a failed locomotive project I did the other day. I won't go into it. I was remotoring it and doing gears and all that stuff, and it didn't come out as nice as I had hoped. Another thing is Kevin was talking about a whiteboard for doing his tasks.
Sorry, I missed that what you said. I didn't have my headphones on.
Oh no, it's okay. Over there on the left by the stairs.
Yes.
You can see there's my whiteboard. You were talking about a whiteboard earlier.
Yes.
That's my whiteboard with things that I need to do. Let's see here. Can I read it? Let me see here. I don't know if I can get close enough to resolution enough to read it. Oh yeah, the Tycho Tunnel is on there. The tunnel I just went through there. The double slip at Tycho Town, that was giving me an issue. An alignment at well, anyways, that's my whiteboard.
Nice. I
won't bore you with my to-do list.
James says, if it works at all, that matters. Beauty is the eye of the beholder. You are correct, but I do take pride in my, not necessarily, I wouldn't say full scenery, like I'm not an artist like a lot of people out there, but I do take pride in what my layout looks like when it's finished. And by finished, I mean like mostly scenic. And these gaps are things that I fix when I get to that point in scenery. but I'm not there yet, so that's why it's not there yet. I would say it's a work in progress, like everything else. So, bullet trains. I know we mentioned the yellow, which is a beautiful train, but we also have the original, as in the first one that Japan had, which is a Series 0. But this is not my original. My first ever bullet train was the Series 100, a 6-car train set. I will see if I can show it properly. This set. And then there's Mr. Dr. Yellow. Mr. Yellow, as Holly calls it. So, other than Holly, who wants the Dr. Yellow, which I would absolutely put, but I want to make sure everybody's happy with it. Is there any other suggestions for a bullet train? I know a lot of people wanted one, but I don't know if people had preferences. I will show the Dr. Yellow just to make it fair for everyone. This is Dr. Yellow. So, any preferences? So far, like I said, there's one vote for the Dr. Yellow, but there's other people are allowed to vote. So I figured, let's have everyone's opinion.
Well, James says he gets it. You know, James says, I'm very analytical and want things to look perfect.
Is the Yellow
Yes.
Series 500? No, is the Series 700 actually? Somehow. E700, I think. Very nice frequencies. I think you're no problem, Holly. I actually do one. I love the looks of a caboose. I would dream to have one, and I do intend to sleep in one next year because I found a hotel that has caboose, that they rent caboose to sleep in. So I do intend to do that next year. But the other thing for a layout, anything that's bigger than, you know, a small oval, I recommend running caboose or at least Freds so that you know your train is not split. The biggest thing about running long trains on a big layout, you sometimes forget what car is the last car, and if you have a caboose, you know it's going to be a caboose. So if you don't see a caboose, there's a problem. There isn't a problem because there is a caboose. But yeah, it does looks really nice. I'm running the the new CP rail car I had in my last unboxing at the front, and the rest is a mixed freight that I had for a little while that I really like in general, and that beautiful caboose. Hans, yes.
I just wanted to welcome Hans.
I wanted to thank you again, Hans, for the double crossover that Dave sent, because he gave it to me installed right there. It's running beautifully. It's teaching me some things, and I'm quite happy. And I think one of the best thing about it is if I want to, it just a second, I'm just placing the camera back properly. I can make the layout a single loop, but a giant loop that takes 3 minutes to go through with that double crossover. And I'm going to do that right now just because you're here and I want everyone to enjoy it. By doing that, the camera down here, the bottom one on the right, you will see where the train crosses over. The train will go, oops, the polarity is wrong, there you go. We'll come here, go to the outside loop, do the circle on the outside loop, and go back in. So, and because the polarity is normally reverse between these two, but I have a polarity reverser for this outside loop, or lower loop. I'm not pointing at a camera. This loop, I can use this as a bi-directional reverse loop, or I can just use it as an extension of the layout. So to me, it was one of the most useful gifts. I had a lot of fun gifts, and I quite enjoy them, but this is one of the most useful track piece for the layout I've ever gotten. So thank you so much. Other tools that I got that was really useful, Dave sent me a better soldering iron, so that was also very useful. And everything else is just plain fun, right? They're all great gifts, But let's face it, those beautiful logos and cars everyone sent me are fun. They're not useful, they're just fun. And I'm all for it, but they're fun. That crossover was fun, but it's also useful. So, thank you very much. Hi, Brian.
Yeah, I just want to say hi to Brian Neal. Yeah, I just wanted to welcome him in. I just see him in the chat. Brian says, somewhere in the area where Jim lives, well, New England, I think there's a hotel that is a bunch of old cabooses.
I think I've seen that. It might not be in New England, but I've seen one in the northeast of the United States. Pennsylvania, I think. I might be wrong. But somewhere around there. But anyways, as you just saw, the train went through the outer loop, and now it jumped back onto the long loop, or the multi-level loop, or whatever you want to call it. The main loop, I call it. And it's going back up. So that's why the double crossover is a super, super duper thing. So now I'm going to be able to put...
Question.
Yes.
Oh, Charles asked a question about the camera that I'm using. It was a really off-brand camera that I got on Amazon. How long ago did I buy these cameras, Kevin? 8-9 months ago, something like that?
It was at the beginning of this year. I think maybe February or March, something like that.
But just the same, it was an off-brand camera. They were kind of one-offs. I got them on Amazon. They were there. I put up a link when I first got them, and they quickly sold out, and I've not seen them again. Unfortunately, I would post a link to the camera, but the cameras are really nice. Let me actually, I have one of the cameras sitting here on my desk, and I will bring that up. Let's see here.
In the meantime, I will place the Dr. Yellow, because that seemed to have been the winner for the...
Okay. I will talk about the camera car here for a minute.
A minute or an hour, depending.
A minute or an hour. Okay. This is one of the camera cars. I have two of them. Let me just unplug it. I got it sitting here charging. This is the camera itself. The box here, and the lens for the camera. I made this little 3D print mount for the lens itself, and there's this little ribbon cable here that goes to it. These silver things here, those are headlights. I did put a couple of LEDs in there, and I've got a little 2-pin connector here that goes back to the locomotive, so that the locomotive headlight actually turns these little lights on, so that shines down the track, so that I have some kind of light, if I want to, light up something, of course. But this little camera here is rechargeable. The camera runs for about 3 hours or so on a single charge. It's got an SD card. It's got the 180 resolution. It's I got a couple of them, and I did put a link up when I did purchase them, but unfortunately they're no longer around. They were only $30-40 a pop. Not even, maybe they were $50. I don't quite think they were $50, but they were no more than 40, and they were a good buy, and they worked really well. And if I could get them, I'd buy a couple more of them. They're those iPhone cameras, so they link up to your iPhone. So in order to get them to run on the computer, I had to use an emulator on my computer. What's the name of the emulator again, Kevin?
BlueStacks?
Yeah, BlueStacks. Yes, BlueStacks. It was BlueStacks is a software that I run on the emulator. The emulator was it's a type of phone. It's not the iPhone.
Android?
What's the other type? Android. Thank you. An Android emulator, and I could run the BlueStacks software in the Android emulator to get that onto my computer, so I can get it into OBS and get it on screen.
I believe Polizei actually somehow... Is he the one that has the exact same as you?
Polizei.
Polizei.
Polizei found one. Yes, Polizei got him. I don't know if he got one or two of them.
And he had found a way to bypass that entirely.
Yes, he did. I gotta sit down and talk to him because it took me forever to figure out the emulator, the Android emulator, and the BlueStacks and all that, and get it all in there. Oh, Holly's like, can you make me one of those? I have a car to put it on, and a camera in my Amazon list for it. Well, if you have a wireless camera, a Wi-Fi camera, Holly, the camera itself is magnetic. The camera is magnetic and sticks to the car, so I don't have to worry about taping it down or anything like that. It just the car has its metal weight in there, which is why it sticks to it. And again, these two wires here, they splice. I have an F unit with the headlight out of it, and I have the other end of this connector is sticking out of the headlight of an F unit that I use to push the camera around. And so when I turn the locomotive headlight on, these front lights on the camera train come on, simulating headlights and all that good stuff. But again, this is just a 3D printed part, this little mount here, and that is glued with super glue to the train, and a couple of LEDs and some tubing. I painted the tubing silver so I didn't get the bleed through, and I got a couple of resistors on here for the LEDs. But yeah, it's you can put this camera in a boxcar or anything else, but I just stuck it on a flat car that I can easily recharge it. There's an off-on switch, and there's a little SD card in there that records, so I can take the SD card out and make videos with it and that kind of thing. But that's the camera. Let's see. Let me go back to the scene there. I'll turn off this light. In my face. Oh, she says it looks just like that. Okay, my camera, that is. Okay. I'm meeting Polizzi sometime tomorrow to get some track. Oh, okay. Actually, you can ask Polizzi, about the camera that you have, and he can tell you about. If you're going to meet with him personally, I'm sure he can help you set it up. I'd be happy to sit down on Discord with you and go through the the emulator and stuff. But Polizzi's not using an emulator, and I'm very curious to know what he did to bypass that, because that's a big thing. Because when I'm doing the streaming here with Kevin, I've got OBS Studio open, I've got JMRI open, of course I've got YouTube open, I've got Steam open so that I can have the voice connection with Kevin. I've got the Bluetooth emulator open. I got the Android emulator rather with the Bluetooth, the BlueStacks program running in the emulator. I've got Arian webcam going for my desk cam. I've got a million windows open here, and anything that I could do to make these streams more streamlined would be awesome. And getting rid of the emulator would be a big part of it. I'm sorry, I'm rambling again.
That's a fun one. Also, Mustache Mike did say that he wants to see Holly's 3D not 3D printed, but printed circuits. She needs to make her.
I want to see the homemade printed circuit boards. Actually, let's see here. If I open up PCB data, PCB layout. Let me it's over here, and let me file recent.
So, in the meantime, what I want to do
recent
is follow the bullet train around.
File, open. Let's see here. Let's see. 4 minutes, 3 hit. Let's go to bottom. Bottom.
RDGK, the answer is all of them. So James, it's I call it Dr. Yellow because that's what Japan calls the real one. This is a track inspection train. This is a maintenance of way train. It's not a regular bullet train. And to identify it as a special train and not a regular train, they painted it yellow. But since it's there to diagnose problems in the track, they called it Doctor for that reason. And like, it has multiple small detail bits on it that the real one has that's different from regular bullet trains. Like, it has not one but 2 pantographs in the same direction per car to make sure that the contact is good and the continuity is correct. But the car right after has a camera pointed at the pantographs to make sure that they can see that the contact is good and there's no gaps or anything.
RDGK asked the question, how many CPU cores do you have in your computer, Jim? I haven't a flipping clue. I have my son's old gaming computer. The computers that I use are hand-me-downs. You know, my son's a gamer, so he buys top-of-the-line equipment, and every time he buys a new computer, I get his old one. And I know the computer is liquid-cooled, and outside of that, I couldn't tell you anything about what's inside it, because you know he's a gamer, so you know he buys top-notch stuff. And again, you know, I get his hand-me-downs. And let's see, there was another question there. Oh, James asked me how big my layout was. My layout is 18 by 20. It takes up half of my basement. I've got 3 levels, and you know, maybe I'll take the cell phone and do, you know, kind of a walk around to kind of, you know, show it, you know, in real time, you know, from a, you know, walk-in point of view, instead of just, you know, just running around, this camera running around the layout kind of thing. But,
Squirrel calls this, says the UK might be the flying banana for their inspection train. No problem, James. I mean, again, I call it the name that the real one calls it, so it makes sense because it does make sense. But I just use their own name. So, Mustache Mike, I do agree. It looks great, it functions great, and it just runs well. It's not and because it's a polarity thing, being I know I've rambled about this multiple times, but the fact that I have a bi-directional reverse loop now, meaning that the train can come from either way and still be able to go through as a reverse loop or simply extend the train, it just adds to the layout. So it's one of the best thing I could have added. Amtrak has an excellent train maintained 19 with 7 cars between the locos. That's the test train. RDGK, funnily enough, that train is also a 7-car train, but the locos are part of the train. But it is the same thing, I guess. So, interesting. Oh, nice, Easy Buds.
let's see here.
I'll be right back. I just need to go adjust something. I'll take off my headphones.
Okay, we'll move this over here. Let's go back to the chat here. Holly says she has to buy her own. No, son. But you have your nephews, right? They're the ones helping you build the layout, right? Yeah, Spence, me too, Jimmy. I get my son's old gaming computers. Yeah. What happens is I get my son Tyler I get his gaming computer, and the computer that sits here on the desk gets moved upstairs into the living room on the TV, so that I have a computer on the TV upstairs that I can, YouTube and surf the internet up there, and then the old one gets, tossed in the trash. I pull the hard drive out of it because I know there are people out there that fish for hard drives and scoop up all your personal information. I've got a desk drawer down here full of hard drives that I pulled from computers.
You know what works with that, Jim? A drill press.
A drill press. Yes.
You drill press through the drives and problem solved. They can't steal your data.
It's funny, Kevin, because I keep the hard drives just in case. It's like, oh my God, that was on the other computer. Where is that? At least I got the hard drive here, and maybe I can retrieve any important information. It's like the design for this layout. This layout that I have here in my basement was done on CAD computer. It was done on a CAD design, and it's on an old hard drive somewhere, and I don't have it on this computer anymore. But that's something I would have liked to have again, just to look at it. Does your son do gaming for a living? No, my son doesn't. No, Brian. My son is an electrician by trade. Right now he's working at Bridgewater State University. He's doing some fire alarm installations there right now. He used to work at the nuclear power plant. What's the one here in Massachusetts? Not Seabrook. The name escapes me right now. But yeah, he's a journeyman electrician. So that's what he does for a living.
Go for it. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kevin.
I was about to go back to the drill and drill press. My old employer was a hospital, and that was a policy. You really can't mess around with people's private, their medical information. You can destroy someone's life if their information leaks, right? So for that reason, the policy was as soon as the computer was out of commission, it was a drill press through the hard drives. And yes, we switched to SSDs, and yes, we could drill through them. You can just open the casing to find where the memory chips are, or heat works on them because you can unstick the memory chips, but they're not as safe. But yes. These hard drives, you can drill press them, you can throw a magnet to the plates, direct them directly. A few things like that really helps, but we had to do that for privacy reasons, and I get it, right? It's you really don't want to mess around. The last thing you want to hear is that your whole medical and social security and stuff is leaked because that was all in that file, and someone wanted to steal a hard drive. So you don't do that. That was the policy, and I completely agree.
Charles mentions that he's a journeyman here as well.
Oh, nice.
Very good. Yeah, my son is part of the union. He's local 223. This is one of his shirts here. Oh my God, what is the name of his union? Oh my God.
Why are me surprised?
This is what happens when you get old. Information that you should know off the top of your head just instantly dissipates when you try to think of it.
You sure it's not all the chemicals you breathed in when you did your circuit boards?
Oh, that too. Oh, let me tell you. That acid, well, again, I'm going to go off on a little tangent. That muriatic acid can be brutal, Kevin. As soon as you open the container, you could see the acid coming out of, the smoke, the acid. So as it reacts with moisture in the atmosphere. Come on. And of course, I put my respirator on, to pour it. And, that's a joke here. This is my respirator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, put my respirator on when I'm mixing the chemicals. IBEW, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Thank you very much, Hans. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My brain thanks you. IBEW.
Mustache Mike, I have a
Okay,
3000 degree
2.3.
blast furnace. It takes care of those hard drives in short order. Yeah, that would do it.
Oh, oh, Julian. Julian, yes. Hey, how you doing? Let me say hi. Hi, Julian.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So we have 20 minutes left already. Before we have a short break and we head over to Fresno J. And what I'll do, I'm keeping the bullet train on. It's really nice. But I will send the bullet train on the other track with the double crossover because we have to use it. And from that point on, I will put another train on the lower loop. I did mention earlier to I don't know if Raven's still here, but I did allude to another steam engine I wanted to try to run tonight. We'll give that one a try, and if it goes well, we'll use that one. If it doesn't, I have a CP rail train that we can run, a passenger CP rail train. So let's do that actually for the last 20 minutes, if people don't mind. We might actually, do we go through the crossover or do we not? Because both could be very easy. No, I need it to run up the grade that way, so we will Alright, so the only thing we'll have to do is do a little bit of switching to park that freight train. It was great, it looks great, I love that train, but not just the loco, but the whole train. But I want to run that steamer that people like. And it's unfortunate if Raven has left, but he'll be able to watch a replay.
How many levels is your layout? Is there any chance we can see a whole wide view of your layout? Yes, there is a chance. Let me, Kevin, is it okay with you if I just grab my cell phone and do a walk around and kind of?
Not okay at all. Go ahead.
Oh, no. All right. Let me. What I'm going to do here is, let's see here. Well, first of all, we'll go just to camera. I'll get rid of me out of. Actually, no. What I do is take my Irian webcam. There we go. All right. Now let's take this out of here. Take this out of this mountain. We'll do a walk around here. Let's see. Take this out of its mount. All right. I don't want to get anybody dizzy. Let's. Yeah. Do I have the right camera up? Are you seeing my camera, Kevin?
Yes, we are seeing the right camera.
Yeah. Okay. Or is it? Oh, am I just? Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I know the delay on YouTube. I'm sorry. I was looking at YouTube and I was like, oh, I don't see it. All right. First of all, I'll back up. I'll see you. This is my desk here. I have 3 monitors, and that's my computer here. And beyond is the layout here. And I'll try and walk as steadily as I can. And what we'll do is we'll move some of these blue things out of the way here. And what I'll do is I'll go right to the middle of the layout, and we can go all the way around it. All right, so
Your microphone doesn't pick you up, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, so going here, these are the mirrors. And there's a lower level down here. so we have Jared. Here. Yeah. Out. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Jim?
Yeah.
I just received some news. Jay had to cancel his stream for a family emergency. So also a lot of people are saying you feel drunk because you keep spinning around.
I'm sorry. Let me get rid of this now. Let me go back here. Let me go back.
But,
There we go. I'm
yes.
sorry, but I know you couldn't hear me. I could hear you, but
unfortunately for everyone, Jason had a family emergency, so
I hope everything's okay.
I don't know actually, so I will leave it at that because it's Jay's personal life. But unfortunately that will have to be canceled. So I mean, I can last another extra few minutes for people to enjoy the trains. So I will absolutely stay at least another half hour if everybody's down for this. Jim, if you feel tired, I know it's Santa's time to go to bed is soon, but I don't mind either way. But I will run for a little longer for that to apologize for this. But it's an unfortunate family emergency, so I want to make sure everything's okay on his side. And I was about to say something.
Okay. Well, actually, Ed had a question there. Ed asked, "Where did you get the McDonald's from?" The McDonald's. Okay, here's another story. Here we go. We're gonna go down in the rabbit hole. The McDonald's is an old Lifelike kit. Lifelike put out a series of kits called Build-Ems, and they put out the Kentucky Fried Chicken. I know everybody's familiar with that one. That's another common kit. But the McDonald's kit, they never got the licensing from McDonald's, so they had to recall the McDonald's kits, and they later released them as the ice cream stand. You know, if you see the Tasty Freeze ice cream stand or something like that. But anyways, the McDonald's kits all had to be recalled, but a bunch of them did get out, and they're very hard to come by these days. In fact, there are kits on eBay. They're running for about $150. The unopened ones, of course. I do have a bunch of McDonald's parts. I was hoping to maybe put a few more of them back together. But yeah, the McDonald's is an old Lifelike Build-Ems kit. And again, they were recalled. They're not very common. And when you can find them, they do cost an arm and a leg. But I didn't pay an arm and a leg for them. I got them, back when nobody knew what they were, kind of thing. I think I may have paid $20 for that thing. But, again, yeah, I got that many years ago. Let's see, what else there? No, you're quite welcome, Chuck. Thanks for the tour. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chuck. Yeah, I've been working on the layout for about 16 years now, over 16 years. It's been a long time on this layout. And oh yes, of course, yeah, Charles. Prayers to Jason. I hope everything is okay with Jason. Jason's he's a good friend of ours. Jimmy, I can make rubber molds and cast them in resin. Oh, okay. Yeah. Um, I've got a bunch of parts and pieces and that kind of thing. There are people out there 3D printing parts. Um, yeah, the kit that I did buy here wasn't an unbuilt kit. It was a kit that somebody else had built, and it was kind of in tough shape. And a lot of the window frames were busted and everything. So I did 3D print some replicated parts for the place where everybody stands to get their food, the entryway. What do you call the entryway there? Oh my God, my age is showing again. Um, oh,
So you know what you could do if you find another one that's busted like that? Make it abandoned.
yeah, I do have. Like I said, anytime I find pieces for cheap at train shows or on eBay, I pick them up. Um, the lobby area, thank you. The lobby area of the restaurant, the glazing and all that. I had the
Ed,
3D
Ed
stuff for
asked
that.
if they did a Burger King, and I'm pretty sure I've seen a Burger King before, yes.
I've seen a Burger King. I don't know if it was by Lifelike. I think AHM did the Burger King kit. But yes, I think I have a Burger King kit somewhere.
Pizza Hut as well, yes, I've seen that kit before.
Oh, yeah,
as
the
well.
Pizza Hut is very common. Yep. Yep. Was it the old Howard Johnson's? Yeah, there was an old Howard Johnson's kit. That was later renamed the Roadside Diner.
Did I ever see a what's it called, a popular breakfast place in the States, not IHOP, but Waffle House? Did I ever see a kit for Waffle House, or did someone modify something and only I saw the mod?
I think I've seen a Waffle House kit out there. Yeah, I think Walters may have put one out. UPS, UP Charles, how often do I actually run my train? It's funny. I have. There are times where I'll run them daily, and then I'll get away from it for a month. Depending on the kind of mood that I'm in. Like I said, sometimes I'll sit and I'll run trains all day. Because I've got all the switches are on Tortoise switch machines. I can sit here on the computer and throw all the turnouts and run trains out of sidings and into sidings, and but again, the mood comes and goes. So, yeah, I try to once a week anyway. Short answer. Charles says he has the Waffle House. Yep.
Nice.
I used to be a manager. Ed said he used to be a manager. I used to work at McDonald's many years ago.
Is that where you gained your shape?
Oh, let me tell you something. I was young, numb, and well, yeah.
Let's stop there.
Yeah,
Let's
that's how
stop.
long ago it was. Yeah, I'll stop there.
You weren't into trains back then, so that was already a problem.
Oh, he says she's eating a waffle. Let go my ego. I have a waffle maker. I used to have him. I used to have him on my light when I was a kid. I had the McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, KFC. Yes.
Round is a shape. I
Those of you
know.
unaware, on the right side is the mirror. Once I have a mirror bordering the right side of the layout there, just in case somebody was wondering. I'm sorry, Kevin. I didn't mean to. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just read the RDGK's comment. Round is a shape.
Hans is saying goodnight, so I'll say goodnight.
Good night,
Hans.
Hans. So unfortunately, the steamer is not cooperating. I will be finding something else to put on there. I did have a request from Mustache Mike for the Central Maine in Quebec, which is a very nice little engine. Alright. And we'll build a small freight train behind it. It magically started working again on its own, so I'm not gonna go against it. I'm gonna let it do its thing and revisit the issue if it ever arises again. Until then, it's fine. I'll go grab some cars on my my little trays.
You have your images up, Kevin? Your layout? I know you've been lingering on my screen for quite some time. I just want to make sure that you realize that you're still on just my screen alone there, pretty much.
Alright, let's pick some cars out. I'm gonna put a bit of everything. I don't have CMNQ, so Central Maine and Quebec cars. But I'll put some CN, some Burlington Northern, some I think CP Rail that I have available. Not sure if I have any available. I have some other stuff. I'll just do a fun mix.
Did GGS just say goodnight?
Oh, possible.
How long did it take you to build all the benchwork for your layout? The benchwork, was built in stages. I built the bottom layout first, where I laid out all the yard track, and I just built a simple reverse loop where the risers go to bring it up to the second level. And once I got the bottom yard work all situated, then I started building the intermediate level, the second level where you actually go from the first to the third. And I probably spent a couple of years building the bench work, just because it was built in stages, and I wanted to make sure I tested everything to make sure it worked before I moved on. And as I was building the grades, sometimes stuff that looks good on paper doesn't really work out in real life. So I had to be very careful building the grades, because as you can see, I'm pulling a rather long train around the layout, and you can see it gets around the layout very easily, going from the top to bottom level. So I had to be very careful with the grades. The grades are no more than 2%. I may have tweaked that 2% in one area, but for the most part, they're 2% in others.
Hey, thank you, Ed. Thank you very much, Ed.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Let's put one or two more cars in there. Let's put 2 box cars.
Thank you, Spence, too.
Oh, Spence, yes.
That's what people like the view. Yeah, it's something that's different. It's something you don't normally get when you see model train videos. I'd run multiple trains, but I've had some issues during streams, because I get distracted with all the different screens open and watching the chat and all that. And I've had some accidents in the past. Just a few.
Just a few.
Yeah.
And it's off. Unfortunately, no caboose for this train, because there's no such thing as a CMNQ caboose. The company was founded in 2014 and was ended in 2020, so they never had caboose.
Russ just joined us. Hey, Russ, how you doing?
Hi, Russ. Well, now we have to last another half an hour if Russ is here. We can't just let him join and leave. Well, I guess I could make an exception and put a CN caboose behind it, or CP rail. Actually, CN would be easier.
See, over on the far right, you see the locomotives coming around that horseshoe bend there. Oh, Charles, Tim, do you have any helix, or is it just a rise? Well, I guess I have one complete turn. I guess I have a helix of one turn. You'll see it when we. Let's see, where's the train now? We're at the top level.
The train is in your basement, by the way, if you're looking for it.
I'm sorry, what's that go?
The train is in your basement.
Oh, the train's in my basement. Thank you, Kevin.
Just in case you were looking for it, I wanted you to know.
Yes. You can see there over on the right, you've got the top and bottom levels there. That's where the ends of the dog bone are. My layout is just a giant dog bone. And as it runs around the basement, it drops from level to level. So, like right now, we're running dead level with the other end of the dog bone. And as we get around this corner, then we start going down grade. And again, this is a 2% downgrade. And it'll run around halfway the basement to come out to the middle level.
So, Holly, no problem for the caboose. And what's funny to say is what we're running right now in my layout, Jim's layout is very prototypical in many ways. It has real station names of real places, realistic curves, realistic trains. He models an era and an area with trains about only from that era and area. My layout is the complete opposite. Directly complete opposite. I'm currently running a Japanese bullet train, side-by-side, and North American short line railroad. Not exactly something that happens every day, right? It never happened and never will. These two trains will never meet. Oh, good night, RBGK. No problem.
Yes, good night.
And I'm okay with that. I love it. Just like Holly, I love them both, and I really don't mind. They're fun to run. They're pretty. Scenery does add a lot. So like the mountain corner does look better than about everywhere else on the layout because the two trains are going through, a scenic area. But it's just there. It's just there for fun, and it's just running trains for. Like, I doubt this locomotive pulled most of these cars, and certainly never pulled that caboose. And that locomotive doesn't exist anymore. It was repainted pretty quickly after CP Rail bought it. So it's not going to happen. And that's okay. I'm enjoying this. A lot, actually. So, I missed some messages. I will go back through the chat. Just give me a second.
Now you can see where we've leveled out and we're on the second level now. Now, you can see just above the bridge we're going under is actually part of the reverse loop on the dog bone. Oh, what's happened here?
I don't know.
Oh. Did the camera finally quit?
Maybe. I mean, it's been 3 hours. And it's
let me go check real quick.
So, in the meantime, Russ asked, what's that pretty yellow thing? That is the Dr. Yellow, the set I reviewed a few weeks ago. I quite enjoy it. It's the bullet train, the track inspection bullet train. And we needed to run a bullet train tonight because it had been a while. And I'm quite pleased with it. This train is very nice. And this is the actual full set. because it's just an inspection train, there's only 7 cars on the real one. So when I got the option of having the full 7 car set, because I originally bought the 4 car starter set, when I got the chance of owning the full 7 car set, I jumped on it, and I have 0 regrets. Good night, RGGK. Oh, I skipped. You never know. Maybe, but I highly doubt. They're retiring Dr. Yellow next year, and that one's been gone. So James, you have 3 levels. It's almost 4 levels, his layout, but it's in steps, like uneven. So it could be 2 or 4 depending on how you look at it. Yeah. Yeah, I think Spence, you're right. It's both are fun and can be appreciated. Jim has put a lot of dedication, time, and research to do what he does, and it's really nice, and I can absolutely enjoy it and appreciate it. I'm just too much of a child that likes a lot of things to do that. So that's why I like my way, and that's why, you know, your layout, your rules. Well, my rules are pretty open for that stuff. So that, I think my layout is more fun for more, how do I say, I don't want to say more common people or more simpler people because I'm the simple-minded here, but it's more of a simpler, childish fun, while Jim is something you can really appreciate the amount of work put into it. So
yeah, my layout is actually too complicated. I'm envious of your layout, Kevin, because you can sit there and you can see the whole thing.
Well, the fact that it's unscaled helps.
My layout was meant to be operated by more than one person. I mean, you can actually have a dispatcher here at the desk where I'm sitting, and you can control all the switches and the signals and everything that goes on in the layout. And you can have operators out there going from A to B, you know, moving trains around and that kind of thing. You know, it's tough with one person because I only have the single track. Well, it's a double track main line, but it's actually a single loop.
Yeah.
And yeah, Charles, I actually have 3 levels. Right now, we're on the 2nd level. You can see the yard below us on the right, and up above us is the top level. You can see how far down the last level is there. That's where the yard is.
But because your layout is staggered, right? The other side of the layout, there's 2 levels, but they're in between these 3. It's kind of 5 levels, but not at the same time. So it's a thing.
And again, you know, I had to make sure the grades were good because, you know, I like, you know, pulling long trains, and if the grades were too steep,
yeah,
you know, it just wouldn't happen. But again, my layout is a giant dog bone. It's meant to be operated by more than one person. You know, it's not like I have multiple loops where I can run trains without worrying about them running into each other.
Thank you, Russ.
And, you know, if I had, you know, several operators here, you know, then we could have a great time because, you know, one person can be dispatcher, you know, throwing all the switches and directing everybody where to go. And, you know, people out there with handheld controllers. And of course, with JMRI, you have wireless throttles because you can use your cell phone. You can, you know, bring up the Y throttle on the JMRI and people can use their cell phones.
See, meanwhile, my build process was I want 2 loops because I want to run 2 trains, and I didn't want them to interfere with each other, but I wanted them to interact with each other because I don't have a big railroad community where I live, so I wasn't expecting anyone to operate with me. So when I designed it, I didn't design with that in mind. But so, what way I could get my trains to operate to interact without interfering each other? Well, the bridge, the over and under, was the only way. So that would be how I designed it. I know you lifted your finger. I don't know if you want to tell me something.
Oh no! I just wanted to mention this is the one helix, if you would,
Right.
right here. This is where the train circles around and goes back underneath itself, and
Right.
this is where this is the grade down to the bottom level. So we just and again I wanted to keep the radii wide. At 30-inch radius is the minimum on the main line. And the yards, it gets as tight as 24 inches, but the main line itself through the yard is 30 inches. Because I have, 10 tracks wide down there. The radii gets, as tight as 24 on the staging tracks. But again, we've just circled around and gone underneath ourselves here.
Yeah.
To see the bridge here that we're going under. But again, I'm sorry, Kevin, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
But yeah, your layout is it's nice. At times I wish I had something less complicated to run because it's tough. I do have a record. Larry and I, when Larry and I first got this layout together, when we first connected all the levels together,
right.
we had that kind of like golden spike ceremony.
Nice.
We got 9 trains running at once. 9 trains running at the same time on this layout.
And 9 accidents in an hour. No, I'm just kidding.
Nope. The NCE throttles can recall up to 4 locomotives.
Right.
So what we did was, I had 4 locomotives on my throttle. He had 4 locomotives on his throttle, and we had 1 pace train. So
Okay.
the 1 pace train going around the layout, we had to adjust our 4 trains to space out on that one, and we had 9 trains running at once. And that I don't think I'll ever get 9 trains running again on this layout. He calls BS.
He wants to see it.
I'll call BS on
Hold
that.
9 out right now. But no. Thank you, UP Charles. Yeah. So when I say interact, the over and under was really the big thing, but I also wanted them to be side by side, meaning that I needed a grade, and doing so, the simplest would have been a figure 8. But if I did that, the figure 8, I would have had the other loop that stayed flat and be side by side. How do I say this? I'll start over again. I needed them to do a special way to connect with each other, otherwise either it would not have gone over and under for the second loop, or it would not have gone side by side. So by doing instead a dog bone layout for one of the loops, it comes in and out of the circle like that. Russ, no, I'm just not doing HO scale tonight. That's as simple as that. I can't run slot cars on the layout that doesn't have one. So
I can't wait for you to get those slot cars running, Kevin.
I know. Well, that's a long
Nope.
discussion that I'm gonna have to sit down and have with everyone. When I say everyone, I mean you, Dave, and even you two. I cannot say I'm happy with my HO scale layout. I'm at a position where I'm thinking of stopping working on it and starting over.
By all means, Kevin. That's actually, that's not a bad idea. Not that there's anything wrong with your layout. You have a beautiful layout, and your track plan is very good. But again, starting over is, that's a great thing, because you take all the knowledge that you've acquired up to this point, and you incorporate it into your new layout.
See, the track plan is good, but not great, in my opinion. It's not interacting together the way I wanted it to be. There are some features that I wanted to implement that I didn't, because I decided to go another route. That is true, absolutely true, Mustache Mike. It is content. The thing is, I really wanted to do that N-scale project this fall. So as of right now, what's happening is I've stopped doing scenery on it, because I don't see the point in continuing to do scenery if I'm not going to keep that layout and I'm going to start over. But I am doing I am still gonna run them, and I'm not changing it or dismantling it until I'm ready to start something new. So I decided to just leave it as is for now, just run the trains on them, because it's still a fun layout, and I love the trains that I have, so that's not going anywhere. And just work on the N-scale stuff until I do have a solid track plan, because that's the other thing, right? I'm not happy with it, but I don't have a solution for it, right? I'm looking at the space that I have, which is pretty big. 10 by 14 feet is big. It's an L shape that's 4 foot wide in most and 2 foot wide in other spots. So there's some limiting factors there, but it's a pretty big space. Yeah, Holly. But yeah, so up until I have found a track plan that I am satisfied with it, I'm not dismantling what I have, because this is much better than not having anything. It's not a bad track plan, it's just not up to my standards, if I may say. I know it sounds like I think I'm above something, or I just have some requirements, and I do believe that in the space that I have, I can do a better track plan. And I refuse to... I don't want to continue on something that's not what I wanted. So, for now, I will keep using it, I will enjoy it the way it is, but I don't expect to do any more scenery, because it's going to get torn apart. And from that point on, sell the H... I love your train of thought, Mustache Mike, but I do have something else in mind for that. A giant N-scale empire is still possible if you think in a third dimension, if you catch my drift. Seriously though, I refuse to sell my rolling stock. There's so many things that I can't replace in N-scale that I just don't want to give away. So no, the HO scale is definitely staying. I'm not doing more scenery up until I have a better track plan. I come back to it, and but once that is figured out, and it will be implemented in a better way. It's not going anywhere. I love it. I just don't love the track plan. And, there are some parts that I love, but there are some parts that I'm not into it. And again, I know I can do a better job than this. So I'll come back to it. Don't worry about that. I have some ideas. I just need to make them fit. So HO Club Chair. It is not only possible to do that, but it was actually a feature that they sold before, and I know a way to make that happen, and I will make that happen. But again, it requires some track modification up until I'm satisfied with the track plan, both track and slot cars. I don't want to modify the track if I'm going to change it anyways. Jim, Charles has a question for you.
Yes, I'm answering him in the chat. N scale is just far too small for my eyes these days. You know, that and my sausage fingers. I did have some N scale equipment,
and now I have it.
Unfortunately, yeah. I was gonna say, unfortunately, it was stolen. No, I sent it to Kevin. Because again, I was never gonna. The older I get, the worse my eyes get. You know, the worse my fingers get. You know, I've got my big Google, magnifying glasses that I need for HO scale. I couldn't imagine doing decoders and couplers and stuff in N scale. Oh no. Not that there's anything wrong with N scale. Let me tell you, the N scale stuff that Kevin and Dave have. I mean, it's beautiful stuff. The detail, is some of it, is better than some of my HO scale equipment.
I'm telling you, the last 25 years or 30 years, well, since I'm born, it's a coincidence, but since I was born 30 years ago, N-Scale's quality, detail level, and, you know, ease of maintenance and running has gone up drastically. Like, if I look at the used market, anything before the 1990s is rough. Like, doesn't run properly, jumps, the weight's off, it's not precise, it's just rough. Anything past 1990, 91, 92, it's marginally better. And right now, it's beautiful. Well, you've seen the pantographs are movable and all the details are on the friggin' pantograph on the bullet train. How amazing is that? Like, you could have never imagined that in the 80s for an N-Scale. HO scale, sure, they had metal ones that were actually electrically connected. That was a beautiful system. But N-Scale, you would have never seen that. And a lot of people on my videos, if I don't clearly identify what scale it is, if you get a good close-up, cannot tell the scale from the camera. Yeah, UP, that's actually true. Like, Kato made some big changes in the scene. Those locomotive now in N-Scale, the new Atlas stuff, the new Walters stuff, well, less Walters and N-Scale, but new Kato stuff, Rapido stuff is insanely detailed. And unless you really look for certain things like slightly too thick handrails to be realistic, or the couplers are a little oversized, well, they are oversized, you wouldn't know it's N-Scale with a good close-up. But, just to counter those things, on pictures, the couplers and the handrails look oversized. In person, because of the size of the scale, if it was any smaller, it wouldn't be usable, or it always breaks just by looking at it. These oversized handrails in N-Scale are the perfect size for the scale in person. So I just want to defend that. I've seen a lot of people online complain about the size of the handrails. They're not scale size in N-Scale. Well, the Hoy, it's 160 times smaller. If the handrail is half an inch thick in real life, 160 times smaller, that would be 1/320th inch thickness. It's impossible. Give it a break. If you want to be able to see it and handle the loco, it needs to be that size. So, Russ, when I started in 1972, everything ran like crap. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. It was not the same thing. UP Charles, Kato changed the way we look at N-Scale. Absolutely. Rapido needs to get their act together with their N-Scale. Your Rapido train, your turbo train was one of the previous mentality. The RDC was the first run to actually fix that, and I ruined mine, but it's my fault. It runs, but it runs rough because one of the gears is mangled, and I don't have a spare, so there's that. But other than that, it actually works great. The F40s that I have, they all run great, except the DCC sound one, the sound doesn't work, and the DCC decoder is wonky. And they won't respond to my emails, so I don't know what to do about them. A $400 brand new locomotive, and I can't get support for it. I'm a little very mad about them right now. It's not fun at all. But yeah, the details there, and the two DC ones don't have speakers, so that's not a problem. And even the cars, a $20 freight car is kind of expensive, but is really not in today's world. There's a lot of detail. Oh, Jim's just letting me ramble. That's just what it is. I know it's Jim's stream, but he's letting me ramble. So.
I just answered him. Kevin has the floor.
Yeah. Well, I have a table. I'm not on the floor.
My train is disconnected again. I need to go reattach it. I need to rescue it, yes.
But yeah, so I absolutely agree with everyone here. the stuff N scale ever since Kado really got into the U.S. market. I think they were doing N scale stuff in Japan before the 90s. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they were. But ever since they got in the U.S. market, they really changed the game in a good way, and I'm very glad it happened. Very glad, and I'm glad that they all agreed on N scale to be standardized, a 9mm gauge. Well, that does mean that technically the bullet train is oversized for the rest of the layout because they're not exactly the same scale. It's close enough, and I can run both on the same track system. I do believe that UP, Charles, for N scale anyways, for sure. It disrupted, it really changed it, and it brought it to life. It made N scale possible for a lot of people, and I'm gonna be directly honest with you. This is gonna be stats for nerds and some boring stuff. When I look at my viewership, and Dave Scottsrail also, we talked about our viewership and stuff in the stats in the background, and we noticed that the N scale really is the scale that attracts the younger generation, and for multiple reasons. One, people want what they've grown up with or seen, and at a price they can afford. A lot of people didn't grow up, the younger kids didn't grow up with steam engines around. They grew up with modern diesels. And you know what's available for decently cheap? Kado modern diesels in N scale. Another thing, a lot of the younger generation doesn't have space. They have to live in small apartments. What does fit in a small apartment? A small N scale layout? Or a big giant HO scale layout? Most of them is only the N scale layout, the small N scale layout. So instead of not having trains, they have this, and they enjoy it and they love it. So this N scale does work a lot. Yeah, the can't afford a house generation, that is very much a thing. Good thing, Jim. Good job. But yes, the N scale, now that how common it is, the younger generation does love N scale for the lack of space, the affordability. I see a lot of people say that HO scale is more affordable. If you look at the used market in North America, it is true. It is cheaper in the used market for HO scale because there's a ton of stuff available out there. But if you don't live where there's a lot of used market because you live in a remote area or just you don't know the spots, you look at the new market, N scale is cheaper, especially for DC stuff. In Canada, you can get a Kado engine DC between $120 and $200 depending on the model. If you go on OVR's website, which is about the cheapest place to buy a locomotive, they start at $200 for the DC model in HO scale, right? From $120 to $200 for the same model, that's a big jump. That's almost an extra locomotive for that same locomotive, but just smaller. And you can run either longer track time on the N scale in the same space, or you can say you can run your N scale while you can't on HO scale because of the space. So yeah, there's N scale has its place, and it's a good thing that it started because it does work great for a lot of people. HO scale is great, but N scale has its price. Average price at a constant. So yeah, not I didn't want to rant or ramble again. That was my turn. This is, your passionate stuff is electronics. I just love the simplicity and like trains and the simpler trains and N scale stuff. So I will defend my N scale up until I can't see it anymore.
Okay. I just wanted to mention I had the train kept uncoupling in a certain spot, and I didn't know which car it was that had the bad coupler, so I just pulled both cars. It's like that's the like fifth time maybe, but it's been going for 3 hours. 3.5 hours now, so I really can't complain.
So, do you have a coupler height gauge by any chance?
Yeah, I lent it to Dave, and he never gave it back.
You should go pick it up because he's not using it. So.
That's funny. Yeah. And Dave was just in the chat, so I'm sure he heard it.
Oh yeah. UP Charles also agrees with me. Cut open a lot of people's eyes to N scale. Thank goodness they did, because now super really burn. Do you want some burn cream, Dave?
Hey Jack, how you doing?
Because more companies are seeing that people might not have the room. I will defend it as well. I'm glad that other people agrees with me. And again, this is not a diss to HO scale or O gauge or any other bigger scale. It's just N scale made model train possible to a lot of people that wouldn't be able to otherwise, right? O gauge people, they need a full basement. HO scale people usually need a full room to have a layout that really makes them happy and to its full potential. N scale, for the people who don't have those luxuries, the luxury of that space, it can do a lot for you. So, yeah, I'm just happy with that. But yeah, since we serve so many burns, we might have to have someone for the burn unit.
Call an ambulance. Yes.
Yeah. Call a wambulance for all these crimes. Speaking of, actually, I used mine this week. I'm proud. For whatever I showed you, Jim, I used it. And I'm proud because I got it perfectly because of that.
Good, good, good.
Then I had issues with the site I didn't check. So we don't talk about that part. But, well, it is 12:30. I am getting slightly tired, so I'm gonna say.
But you went to bed so early last night, Kevin.
Early this morning, yes.
Early this morning.
After everything, it was 4 a.m. I went to bed at 4 a.m.
Was it 4 a.m.?
For what? I left you guys at like 3:30, but by the time I ate a snack, took a shower, got ready, it was 4 a.m. And I woke up at 9:30 this morning. So.
Just so that you're aware, Kevin and I, Jack, Dave,
Jay joined us as well.
Jay was there. Yeah, we were on Discord till like, well, his time 4 a.m. or was it 3 a.m. your time?
Yeah.
Well, 2 a.m. our time. We were up late last night talking. So, and Kevin had to work the next morning. See, I didn't have to work today, Kevin. Not that I ever have to work. But I got to sleep late. But I'm sure Kevin is dragging his butt right now.
Well, let's just say that if I wasn't standing up, I'd be hitting nails. But I just want to answer a few people still. So, Club Chair, I'm tinted at N scale for the extra space, but I have a kabillion dollars in HO scale, OO, and G gauge. At G scale, I'm reluctant for spending another scale collection. I see your point, and I'm not telling you to switch. If you're happy with your scale, do not switch. That's what I've been saying for a lot of people who ask me. I do not recommend switching scale. It's more if you don't already have rolling stock. I recommend N scale for this limited space. Unless you really want certain things. Like Dave, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, but as soon as you started at N scale, the real thing that really got you into it was the Japanese rolling stock, like the Japanese bullet train. Like, you liked N scale before, you never disliked it, but as soon as you got into the Japanese bullet trains and you saw they weren't available in HO, you had a whole reason to have an N scale was those trains. And oh, good night, Mustache Mike. It was great having you around as well, as usual, actually. Also, you don't have to that is also true, Giuseppe. You actually got right on point. Having a small layout with a few pieces of rolling stock because you like it is really not a bad thing. So you could do that, and you can potentially expand later, but you don't have to spend it all right away. So yeah.
On the train crews.
Very true. If they were available in H at a decent price, I would have just gotten an A show. See, every scale has its advantages and its specialty rolling stock. If you like steam engines, I'm sorry, but N scale is not your scale. Steam engines are finicky regardless of the scale. But in HO scale and O gauge, working on them is doable. The last time I dismantled one in N scale, putting back the drawbars together, not drawbars, but the bars on the wheels together, clocking it was the easy part. The tiny pins, inserting them and making them fit properly was awful. Awful, awful, awful. So, N scale, the... Oh, you still managed to buy a We're bad influences. Mustache Mike, tell us what it is. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. You can't leave until you tell us what you buy.
Yeah.
But I need my Draper Taper locomotive, especially the SD4. I have Draper Taper locomotive in N scale, Douglas, but they're the Dash 8s for CN and DC Rail. Hi, Big Dale Jr. fan. So, Easy Buds, I'm not saying they're not dependable. I'm saying if you have to maintain them, they're something else. They're harder to work on. Like if you buy a used one that's half working and hoping to fix it, good luck. Or send it to Fresno J. He does an incredible job with them. Am I the only one who has problem with the N-scale steam? Okay, I'm saying that my little Athearn, my 260 that I ran earlier today, the little excursion train that I love.
Oh, you gotta run that one I sent you with the cab roof missing.
Oh yeah, no, that one's rough.
The Baltimore and Ohio,
yeah,
without the roof on it.
Oh, those are. See, that's what I mean by they are a lot harder to work on. That's exactly it. Even and also the switchers, the little switcher loco, the SW. Those are easy to work on, but they're so small in N scale that they don't weigh enough to pull anything more than 3 or 4 cars.
Well, that's just it. Those are old locomotives, so they're not really high quality. You know, they're
no, but I got new ones. Oh, the one, yeah, the steamer you sent me, yes, but I mean like these little switchers, right? I don't know if you see it well on the stream. I'll wait for a few seconds. These SW ones, they're great in N scale, but they're too light because they're too small, and you can't invent weight in them, right? Alright, so...
Mustache Mike, Giuseppe is going to build me an Erie L1.
Oh,
Hamilton.
wow.
Yeah, wow.
But yes, that's so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What you're looking for when you're buying a scale, every single one of them has perks and downsides. So
yeah, I just want to get back there. Big Dale Jr.
Yep.
He was asking about Jason's stream, and unfortunately, no, he's not going to be streaming tonight. He mentioned he had some personal issues, a family issue he needed to address. I hope everything's okay with him, but unfortunately, no, he won't be streaming tonight. I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes, unfortunately, he was not able to cancel. So, oh yeah, Mustache Mike actually left a note in the chat there to say unfortunately he won't be streaming due to a family emergency. So yeah, That is the unfortunate thing. That's why actually where we stayed later. So I wanted to give something to watch for a little while, and we're already 10 minutes in overtime after the 30 minutes overtime we planned. So.
AW just joined us. AWR 1050.
Hi, AWR.
How you doing, sir?
I do have one question for you, Kevin. Oh, yes, go ahead, Dougler. As long as it's not too personal.
I do have PNE questions for you, Kevin.
I'm assuming it was supposed to say 1 instead of PNE.
Oh, my brain. I should have picked that up, that typo. Yes, one
Have
question.
a great evening, Giuseppe, and also congratulations on the... I don't know what's the word, but I'm really impressed by the fact that you can build something like that.
Okay, Douglas, we're waiting for that one question. Just one, though. One and only one.
Thank you very much, AWR. And Russ, unfortunately, you won't be able to. He's not going to stream tonight, Jason, because of family emergency. Since I'm in Gundam model, the two main scales are 144 and 1100. What would fit more in place? 144 for sure. If you do Japanese stuff, it actually is very close because it's 150. So it's very, very close in scale. North American stuff, it's 160. It'll still blend in just fine, but not as much. If you went with the 1100 stuff, you need to go the TT scale, which is only European, which is 1/120th scale. I do believe that the European end scale is 1/140th, so it would actually be exactly the right scale for your Gundam's scale. Well, not exactly, but pretty close. 1/140th or 1/140th, 5. Anyways, something like that. But end scale 144 scale would be it. The 144 scale. That's the one you wanted. It's more than close enough. The Fast and Furious cars that I have on my layout that you can't see right there, these are over scale. I'm going to show you an actual scale car. So, keep in mind, the North American stuff is 160, Japanese is 150. This is a Japanese model from Kato of a car. That's 150th scale. That's the train. This is a toy I found at Walmart. It's almost twice the size, right? It's 120th scale. Well, on the layout, when you tuck them back, they blend in perfectly fine. And because of the illusion of force perspective, I will take the camera, I will show you. You can't tell that A, they're different scales, and B, that the cars in the front are the wrong scale for the train. I will wait for the train to come back around. But this is what the 144th scale would be perfect for you. European is 160. Okay, thank you very much, Mustache Mike. I was thinking of British when I said 140 something. Japanese 150.
Let's see, Charles is asking about... James had asked me earlier what my favorite locomotive was. I told him it was the Amtrak GG1 that I have. And Charles was asking me to show it. So actually, we're gonna do a drive-by of it. I think see if we can catch it on camera here. If not, I'll bring it out. It's sitting on one of the staging tracks we're just about to go by right now.
Dougler, $800 for a pre-built layout. Depending on what you get, might be a really good deal or a really steep price. If you're talented enough to build a Gundam, I think you'd have more fun building your own layout, which can be done with simple simple baseboard and put a bit of time in paint. So you can, but getting a Kato starter set would be cheaper than that, and just have the Kato starter set in a 2x4 board, and you could start from there. It includes, I understand it, depending on, again, that's what I mean, it could be a really good deal or a really steep price. Depends on the trains it has, and is it the trains he's looking for? Does it include the power system? That's another question, right? There's a lot of things to think about. I'm not saying it's a bad deal, it could be a great deal, but it could also be a not so good deal. It really depends. Depends on what he wants to do. It comes with 4 DCC locomotives, 20 rolling stock, DC system, and 5x8. Could be good. Can you test it before, make sure everything works? Because if it's all unplugged, that could be problematic. If you can test it, then that could be a good deal. That would be a big thing. And also, it's great that it comes with 4 DCC loco and 20 piece of rolling stock, but are they the ones you want? Because if they're not, you have stuff you don't want and you spent money on something you don't want. Sometimes it's better to have less but have the ones you want than have more but not have what you want. Just a thought. You're looking for your GG1 now, aren't you?
Yeah, it's actually hiding behind this train right here.
Do you want me to show my GG1? Someone sent it to me as a gift.
Someone sent you a GG1, Kevin?
Yeah?
I can. Well, actually, if you want to show them yours, yeah.
I'll go grab it. It's not the Amtrak one yet, like yours, though.
I was just gonna go grab the other one and bring it to the desk. I can do that real quick. That's not a big issue. But yeah, the GG1 that I have, it's Amtrak, the early paint scheme, and it's made by Bachman Spectrum one, and it's the Sound DCC ready one, and they did a beautiful job with it. I tell you, the sound in the GG1 is absolutely awesome. It runs smoothly. It runs flawlessly. They did a really nice job with that GG1.
So this is my GG1, a black Pennsylvania Railroad GG1.
The black Pennsylvania Railroad GG1.
And it has functioning pantographs in the sense that you can pick up power with them. Yep.
I'm gonna pause my.
It has all of it.
You want to bring your screen full screen because we can't quite see it.
No,
it looks kind of. Right. I'm sorry. No, that's okay. There, I just wanted to. It's kind of tough to see.
There you go. This is my black GG1.
Black. Brunswick green.
Yeah, black.
Brunswick green.
Yeah, that's black. You can see all the wheels with, again, knuckle couplers. It's a DCC loco, pantographs, converted by yours truly, Jim. And no, it's really nice. It got me interested in maybe getting a. Is it called the crocodile or the centipede? Anyways, I don't care what everyone says. It's black. There's no green in that paint. It's dark gray at best. So it can be called. It can be called Brunswick green, but it's not a GG. It's not green. So.
Yeah, the GG1 I had, but unfortunately it's an older Rivarossi one, and it has the pizza cutter flanges on the wheels, and it's not really that compatible with the Code 83 track that I have on the layout. My layout, by the way, the staging yard that my train is running in right now is Code 100. I used Code 100 for all the staging tracks. And I used Code 83 for all the other tracks, the tracks that are visible with scenery and stuff. because it would cost me a fortune to lay this yard in code 83. The code 100 that I used for this layout, it's all used code. Every one of these switches, every one of these pieces of flex track in this yard was bought used at a train show. Of course, I had to clean it up, trim it up, to be able to use it. But yeah, the code 100 track is all used, and the GG1 wouldn't run on the code 83 track that I had up top. So I graciously sent it to Kevin with the N scale stuff.
I quite like it, but it's not green.
Yes, Holly. Yes, he is.
It's gray. I can see green. That is not green.
It's green.
I don't see it at all. It's just gray. It's just a dark gray. So I have part D.
Let's see here. Yeah, you're welcome, Charles. You're welcome. Let's see here. Club Chair says he loves the GG. Yeah, Mustache Mike, did you see Giuseppe's UPGG1 American Pride unit? No, we did not see.
I saw it. It's incredible.
Is it?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it?
You would believe that the paint job is made by someone professional, like a business or something. It looks realistic. It looks more real than the real ones. Let's take it out.
More real than real.
You would believe it's a real one and not a model. I'm taking out the V-rail again. We're way past our bedtime at this point. So
Well, I just hope everything's okay with Jason.
yeah, me too.
I just, my thoughts are with him. My prayers are with him.
Yeah. I know, and I said we'd stay longer. It's more for the viewers, quite frankly. He's not going to be able to do it to come tonight at all. So that I just decided.
Giuseppe.
Oh no, go for it.
I'm sorry, I thought you were done talking.
Oh, I
I was
am
going
now.
to say, does Giuseppe have a YouTube channel? I don't know. Does Giuseppe have a YouTube channel?
If he has, I'm not aware, but he posted in Discord that information.
Oh, okay. Let's. Where's the post by Giuseppe? A recent post.
Oh boy, it was a few days ago, and that Discord is active now. People are using it.
I was gonna just give his channel a quick plug, if that's okay with you, Kevin.
Oh yeah. If he has one,
I'm
for
just
sure.
I'm just looking for a post by Giuseppe. I don't see a recent one, or my eyes are not.
Oh, again, it's been very active, so it's been a while that
Yeah.
that post, but it was.
Oh, hey, Squirrel, Aaron. I didn't see you sneak in here.
I think it was on Discord, or was it on Dave's Facebook? Might have been on Dave's Facebook that he posted it. Facebook group.
Now we're looking. Now we're on a. Now it's a mission.
Yeah.
We have to find Giuseppe's.
Groups.
Here's one. Here we go.
Scott's real. Yep, that's what it is. It was on his Facebook group.
Okay. Oh, unfortunately, the channel doesn't have any content. Oh. I subscribed anyways, Giuseppe. That's okay.
I'm trying to find the picture of his GG1. I know I've seen it. If it wasn't on Facebook or it was on Discord, it's either or. Why can't I find it?
Oh, Dave was just saying the UPGG1 pick is on the SR Facebook group.
Okay, so it is on Facebook. I'm going through right now and I haven't found it, so I'm probably just... Oh! Oh, I think my trains are telling me that we should go to bed. I cannot find it. I'm at the T-Gauge, Hooper versus T-Gauge trains post. So I missed it. Of course, I cannot find it, of course, but it was there.
Ollie says, me too. That's how I know there's nothing on it.
It was such a nice...
Oh, post a link. Post it anyways. Okay, let me go back to Giuseppe's page. Oh, where was this post again? Oh my God, I gotta look for it again. He said, okay, there we go. Whoop. Go to channel. Copy.
I cannot find it on purpose, but it was there and it's beautiful. Russ, I guess. Oh, Dave linked the photo.
Oh, okay.
For the...
Thank you, Dave. I linked Giuseppe's channel there. There's no content on it. I don't know if he's still around, but I gave him I gave him a subscription.
But yeah,
I subscribed.
So,
just to,
Jim, I don't want to cut you off. I know you're enjoying this, but I'm gonna have to go to bed. My trains.
Absolutely, I understand.
My trains are telling me to go to bed now, so.
It's quite all right, man.
So.
No, thank you. No, again, Kevin, thank you for having me on your show. Okay, it's your show, Kevin. Thank you for having me.
Hey, welcome to the channel, Frank Shots. No problem, and I do think that soon we should have one on your channel. Just to make it your show.
I know. I can't. It's too much responsibility for me, Kevin. I can't handle the stress.
You say that, but it's really not that much different. Really not. So, and I'll be there. So.
Oh, yeah, the rejection. That's what I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the rejection. You know, I'll be on. I'll do a live stream, and it'll just be me and you. Nobody will see it. Nobody will come.
Holly will be there. She'll just fall asleep when you start talking.
Yes. There's nobody to keep me in check when I start talking about my signal system.
But
I'll start rambling and rambling and rambling.
Yeah. So,
oh, thank you, Holly. Thank you.
I want to wish a good night to everyone. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Club Chair.
It was.
I will. I'll suck it up.
Brian Neal says you'll show up to your stream.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
Actually, can someone link Jim's channel in the chat? One of the moderator. I want people to, if you're not subscribed to him, you have access to his wealth of knowledge. He has some videos there, and
hey, I think I have 120 subscribers, Kevin.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, could be even better. You could have 125. If we got Dave's son to 5,000, we can get you to 150 at some point.
Yeah, thank everybody for coming tonight. Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's I'm glad that everybody, and thank you for listening to me, even though I bored the hell out of you.
And I'm trying to link your channel. Just a second. Go to channel.
Oh, thank you, Kevin.
Again, that's the one thing I can do, is have you there so that people can see my face when you stream.
Yes.
Oh, Jim did it. Dave did it first. Nice.
Oh, Dave did it. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave.
So yeah, have a good one, everyone. Thank you all for coming. There are videos coming for this week, at least one, maybe two. And next weekend is going to be Jean-Pierre's stream, not mine. And yeah, we're going to wish you all a good night, a good week, and see you on the next stream. Goodbye.
Hey, thank you. Good night. Hugs and kisses, Holly. Mwah.